Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. It is well, the not so freshly trimmed ginge here, and it is time for Cobalt. I think it is Cobalt. Goodness me, we've had four very long, tough events around here, haven't we? And Cobalt is in last, but no means least. Going to provide an absolute spectacle. 27 laps around the Grand Prix, as Farf corrected me rightly the other day. It's actually 28 laps, as there is one formation lap plus 27 racing laps around Russia. Then. Yeah, so 18 turns around this 3.6 mile circuit, almost 6 kilometers long. This one is the first time ever that Cobalt has raced around here, so there is no lap record from Cobalt's point of view. I'm really looking forward to seeing how some drivers are going to bounce back after a very eventful and action-packed Grand Prix that was the Singapore Grand Prix last week. Oh, absolutely magical stuff indeed. There's a lot of top names that really would have wanted to be on the score sheet, but unfortunately that wasn't the case, was it? So they will be hoping that they can get back on the score sheet here tonight then. And yeah, so we're just ready for the session to count down, and we're less than a minute away then from the cars going out on circuit and start a qualifying session, a full qualifying session. This one is three sessions, and it is qualifying 1 18 minutes long, qualifying 2 15 minutes long, qualifying 3 12 minutes long. Then we lose 5 drivers in qualifying 1, 5 drivers in qualifying 2, and the top 10 goes for pole position and for the Russian Grand Prix. So far we have had 5 different pole sitters in the first 5 races. You Mad Bros on pole position for the British Grand Prix. And then it was Iron Knight then for the Hungarian Grand Prix, Irvine for the Belgian Grand Prix, Chappie for the Italian Grand Prix, and Brooksy for the Singapore Grand Prix. So the Fantastic Five. Are we going to have? I don't know what the anything is for 6, but never mind. But yes, then so we've had 5 different pole sitters as well. In terms of race wins as well, we have had 1 race win for Joseph, 1 race win for You Mad Bro, 1 race win for Brooksy. Diashi also had a race win, as well as Jim Stroud then. So yeah, 5 different Grand Prix winners in to start off this magnificent new era of Cobalt as well. Brilliant stuff indeed then, as the countdown is ticking to the left hand side of my era. Let's get on the championship in constructors, shall we? It is You Mad Bro taking the lead for the first time this season. It's been his consistency which has really got him up to championship hunt, hasn't it? He has got double the amount of podiums that anyone else has in the current full-time grid then, with 4. Then we got Irvine, who's got 2, and Hammer Time has also got 2 as well. So that is why, well, that's the reason why You Mad Bro is leading the drivers standings then. He is 12 points in front of Joseph, who is second, and Joseph had a nightmare, didn't he, in the Singapore Grand Prix. Great job, though, to come back to finish 4th. Good stuff indeed there from Joseph. Irvine up into 3rd position as well, so he's in the top 3 and has a chance to get promoted to bronze for next season as well. But I got to say, they're all really very much on his gearbox. Then Hammer Time in 4th position. He's gone up 3 positions, though. He is the biggest mover after the Singapore Grand Prix last week at 3 positions. Starburst dropping from 3rd to 5th in the championship. He's 2 points behind Hammer Time. Brooksy is dropped down 1 position as well. He is down in 6th position. Iron Knight moving up 2 positions now to the 7th end. ZGS has got a full quality ban then, down in 8th position. 1 point behind Iron Knight, and also 1 point behind the ZGS is Righty in 9th position. Now on a strong start, Righty is. Scuba Stew in 10th position as well, and he's a point behind Righty there. 10 points outside the top 10 is Vinny. He's moved up into 11th position, got it 2 positions there. Drivers yet to go off the marks in Styles, Picasso, Gaz, and Folksy then. Hopefully they can turn that around then here tonight then. And goodness me, there's no cars out on circuit. Absolutely great stuff. I got to say, are they a bit shy tonight? Oh goodness me. Well then, whilst they're determining on where to come out or not, in the constructors' championship, it is Racing Point leading 24 points in front of the Alfa Romeo, who is second. Williams are third. They're 34 points behind the Alfa Romeo. 58 points behind the Racing Point team. Goodness me. We've got Alpha Tauri 17 points behind the Williams team. Red Bull Racing have just moved up 1 position. They have displaced the Renault team, who have dropped down into 6th position. McLaren are 7th, and they're 4 points away from the Renault team in their final season in ALR. We've got Ferrari in 8th position, Mercedes are in 9th, and Haas are yet to get off the mark in 10th position. And look at this, and as they start to storm out of the garages, and yes, this qualifying session is now live, uninterrupted, and hopefully it's uninterrupted, and we are ready to get going then. Fantastic fantastic stuff indeed then. And yep, just taking a look to see who is on course at the moment. And you mad bro is the first driver out on circuit then. To my horror, I realised that my controller was completely dead when I switched the old PlayStation on earlier on then. So goodness me. So hopefully it'll be alright. I don't know if I got to find the cable a bit quick. I'm not sure why it died, to be honest. I had full bar before switching off last night then. So yeah, there we go. All that kind of techno stuff and all that kind of jazz then. In the comments we've got Sam who's first, Dylan who's second, and so we got Serge Russian first. I spell it right then. Someone liked exactly the same time as me, as we are a competitive lot then. Goodness me. Ayrton says, I love you all. Good evening, Ayrton. Sam saying full grid. This is going to be good then. Things you love to see is a full grid. Indeed I do. And yes, I know, of course, after last week's race, I'm expecting some fireworks again, and I really enjoyed last week's race, I must say. I'm not sure if I feel that there was a lot of slaps on the wrist, there wasn't there, after it did get a bit too close for comfort, and the stewards had to really lay down the law, didn't they? Which is a shame for me, because I absolutely enjoyed it. It was some cracking race, and wasn't it? It really was indeed then. So you mad bro is out on circuit then. He hasn't had pole position since the start of the Cobalt League then, which was back in the British Grand Prix 6 rounds ago then. So we are now over half distance in the World Championship of Cobalt. We're only 11 rounds, just like bronze as well this season, to keep it in line with silver and gold, of course then. So only 11 rounds then in this season. It's not the shortest season in ALR history though. That goes to bronze in season 1 when we started off in the Italian Grand Prix, didn't we? And yes, we had 9 fantastic rounds. I remember that was won by Irish Mushroom, who's also New Potato is who was also driving the Alfa Romeo as well. So yeah, Alfa Romeo does like these sprint championships, don't they? Goodness me. So here comes you mad bro coming into the final part of the lap as well. The Formula 1 genius, and why is Gaz driving? I thought he had a full qualifying ban. All right, lads and lasses there from Vintage. Good luck, Cobalt. So I think I'm sure Gaz had a qualifying 2 ban, didn't he? I think it was ZGS had a full qualifying ban then. You mad bro's gone fast then. What about the Williams then? I think he should start off a lap as well. I'm just waiting to see who is second. Who is second on the road then? No one but it looks at it is unfortunately that I was waiting for that Renault. Was it Renault? No, I was waiting for the Haas car to set a time on the board then, and it was Gaz then, but he has not looks like he's on a quick lap now then. We got Jinner, who's coming out of the final turn, and Jinner goes fast and on the 31.55. Goodness me, less than 100 for a second away from you, mad bro. So he is the fastest so far. And this is not don't know what I shouted there. This is not this is not for pole position. This is just to get through a qualifying one, of course. Oh gosh, goodness me, I've had too much too much coke then. Oh my word then. Starburst has gone into third fastest at the moment. Starburst is just having it's having a bit of a difficult run of form at the moment now in third position there. We've got a debutant here tonight. Love the helmet, by the way. It is oh gosh. Here we go. It is Asa Hoffen, who's in the Red Bull. Of course, I'm really happy with that. That's fantastic, isn't it? Asa Hoffen is in fourth position in the Red Bull. This is debut tonight, and so let's see. Good luck to Asa Hoffen. Great stuff indeed. I'm going to keep saying that name because I'm so happy that I've actually think I've nailed that quite nicely indeed. He's a couple of tenths in half a second in front of his teammate at the moment. So that's a very good start. And right, he goes fifth fast. He's the meat in the Red Bull sandwich at the moment. And what about the second McLaren as well? The second McLaren and Meaty also making his debut start as well. We'll keep an eye on him. We have got Iron Knight, who is fifth fastest in the Williams then. Good stuff indeed then. Gaz just comes across the line. He is eighth fastest at this moment in time then. And I'm sure that he just did have a full qualifying ban now, so he might have to retire then, because of course there is UN allowed to be out on track. Then Meaty then with my favourite helmet design, goodness me, very similar to Diashi there. Meaty is lovely stuff indeed. They're making his debut tonight then, a very Sebastian Vettel-esque helmet design there from Meaty. Lovely stuff indeed then. Vintage asking, who is this Irish mushroom you speak of? Yes, I just make up the names as I go along then. Dylan was saying that Irish mushroom, new name Irish mushroom Mushroom. Great stuff, indeed. And yeah, he sounds fun, and I hear he is a fun guy. And I'm going to keep saying that joke until I stop doing this, really, because I am not sad, because yeah, I do find it funny. Meaty coming down the back straight now in the McLaren, and so Meaty is in for Folksy tonight, as unfortunately Folksy is not racing. I think that's the second time that we haven't seen Folksy, which is a shame, really, for the McLaren driver. Righty then, I think he's on a good run of form at the moment, Righty. He's in the top 10, doing a very nice job indeed. What is Meaty going to do at the moment then is Gaz and Righty are a couple of seconds away from the ultimate pace at the moment then, but I think that is just getting themselves sorted as well then. Troy saying good luck, many things, Kaz, and of course the Renault team as well. Renault had a absolutely splendid week here in Russia, haven't they? Good stuff indeed then. And I've got to say, their weakest race in terms of for the Renault team was at the silver race, wasn't it, really? Which I can't believe I'm saying that, because they've had such a great season in the form of Troy and at Maldonado as well, who have both won Grand Prix this season. Maldonado, though, has finally got back into the points since Canada. She hadn't scored a point since Canada, which was umpteen races ago, wasn't it? Here's many things there, making his debut as well tonight then in the Williams end. So, and good stuff indeed there for the Williams team, as he is in the place of Duncan then, as I think he was on the bank fishing, if I'm not very much mistaken then, which I might be very much mistaken there, as I'm just in the chat talking about fishing today whilst I was in there just posting the meme. The final turn then, many things, is 2/10 second away from his experienced teammate of Iron Knight. Good stuff indeed, and that's right on the pace there from many things. Very good stuff indeed there. Lovely stuff from the two Williams drivers. And here comes Picasso then, who I feel has been one of the most unluckiest drivers on the field so far. Goodness me, he probably could have and should have got some points then tonight. And as now is Kaz just being sent out then off camber turn 15 and 16. It's a horrible corner, isn't it, really? And well, I'd say I'm not really a big fan of this race circuit, but I love commentating on it. It's fantastic. Kaz goes 10th fast at the moment, 2/10 second in front of his teammate. Lovely stuff indeed then. Styles is still in the pits moment, and Picasso out on circuit. Joseph is out there as well. Brooksy is also on a quick lap. Let's go on board with Brooksy, shall we? As I have changed my mind, because I'm going to go on board with Joseph first, as he is further around the lap as well then. And we've got Dylan saying definitely is a vintage jet as well. As yes, that Irish Mushroom there is definitely a very good guy indeed, isn't he? Joseph very second in the World Championship. Dick is saying, "Wow." We've also got Duncan saying, "Hi mates, yes, I was fishing." Laugh out loud. Then I haven't been fishing in such a long time. I went river fishing a very long time ago as well. I fell in, so basically that's why I don't go fishing again. Is I'm very much accident prone. I scared all the fish away apparently, because we didn't catch anything after that. But to be honest, I think that everyone would be scared if a big chubby ginger fell into the river there and really disturbed your home. Goodness me, I got to say, they should be filing a lawsuit on my rear end. Picasso goes 8th fast then in the Mercedes, and then Brooksy has just gone fast as the AlphaTauri team, a great team so far then, as Jinner is second fast, and Brooksy is currently fast at the moment in this qualifying one session now. And just taking a look at Scooby Stew then, as he is on the final part of the lap as well. And out lap now for Liam D in the second Renault as well. Then we've got Kaz, I think, who is on a second lap, but looks Winnie there is also on a second lap as well. Winnie there is on the outskirts there, possibly, as we got a car jumping off the circle and back on then. Oh my word then. Out of the final turn, and let's see what Scooby Stew can do. He goes 16 fast at the moment. That's perilously close then to the drop zone. That is more than perilously close. He is in the drop zone, so oh dear then. So I think that Scooby Stew's got to find a bit of time then, isn't he? Brooksy, that was a very good time then. That was the second lap on his tire as well. Picasso in 9th position, Joseph in 10th as well. Scooby Stew going for a second bite of the cherry. He is indeed then. So let's see what Scooby Stew can do on his second time run. Now I had a beep then in the old ear there. I didn't say, did you catch a salmon at Duncan there? I think that he was going carp fishing, wasn't he? As I think that's what I used to try and get as carp then, because you can get some mighty big fish, can't you? I think the biggest fish I caught was £1 there, as unfortunately I ain't got the strength to get anything heavier than that, because I'll probably be thrown in as well. I did. I think I had a go at the old pole fishing as well, but since I kept breaking my friend's dad's rod, really, which there we go. And then unfortunately I haven't got the attention span either, as I used to miss a lot because of I used to get distracted and just I don't know, Usually I was eating, to be honest, but the standard stuff, really, isn't it? Good stuff indeed. Then I think someone actually said that they quite like to go night fishing in the driver's chat as well. I missed who said that as well. If you're in the comments, then give us a wave, give us a shout, and let me know who that was. Scooby Stew into well, he ain't gonna be fishing at the moment. He might be, actually, he will be fishing for a better time, I should say. Oh, the final turn then, and Scooby Stew, that's a better time, but he is still, well, he is just through into qualifying 2 at the moment by a whisker. And that is very marginal indeed. Then 5 3/4 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Smith Almighty, it's me, that's Fish and Sean, still tuning in. And oh, the puns are coming in. And I love it. Then Dylan saying, no, not salmon, it was carp. Then oh my word. Then we've also got Dylan saying, is it me or is everyone, or is it everyone that went fishing? Then of course I've got Gordo saying hello as well. Yeah, I haven't been fishing in a very long time, but I gotta say, it was quite nice to go fishing, actually. My goodness me, way back when. I remember breaking, well, before we even talk about fishing, let's talk about Dylan. Sorry, not Dylan, Liam. He's gone at 12 fastest in the Renault, and that is safe at the moment, but I think that the times will be tumbling down, of course, and Gaz is coming out of turn 1 as well. It's not really a turn, it's a very fast, kinky turn 1 then, coming down into the turn 2 there. This is the longest back straight, it's the longest straight there from, well, it's not the longest straight, it's the longest drag from the start down into the first braking zone of turn 2. This one is and we heard Emerson and Ayrton both say that they would not want to start in pole position for this race because it's probably the worst one of the season, isn't it? So yes, that is very much keep an eye on that then for who's going to get pole position then, and go from there. I don't think anyone actually in all the races, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm sure that no one who's been on pole position this week has also won the race as well. I have covered all 3 races this week as unfortunately Emerson and Ayrton broke their PlayStation there, the naughty boys. But I don't think that we had a pole sitter who's also won the race as well. Tell me if I'm wrong, though, because I probably am. But there we go. So we're just now keeping an eye. Let's take a look. So Gordon said hello then. Pillar said, good evening, Sean and chat. You bunch of very lovely looking people as well. Hope everyone is well. Yes, indeed, and good to see you in the comments there, Pillars there. A podium sitter in ALR Gold, then a race winner in ALR Silver, wasn't he? Pillars says good stuff in it, indeed. Then and out of the phone turn. And as Dylan said, Milan said he liked night fishing. Yes, it was. We've got 3/10 a second up now at Gazas. I'm glad that Dylan was paying attention earlier on today. Yes, so Milan was the driver who liked the night fishing. I gotta say, I quite like night fishing as well, actually. I've only ever done it once, so from that is that I was asleep more often than not, so I don't think it was really worth anything, to be fair, but there we go. I think you also, did you used to have, oh, Meaty has lost it there, and he's half spun it there, he got on the power, on the curb, oh goodness me, and that was a Ferrari, I think just went through us there, I think that was Winnie, my word, that it wasn't Kaz, I think it was Winnie, that was a great guess, wasn't it, but unfortunately for Meaty, he's unfortunately had some issues there, and he's got 2 minutes to go. Well, 3 minutes to go in this session. I wonder if he's going to come in the pits, throw on a new set of boots, and have another bite of cherry. It's going to be tight, isn't it? So Kazan is on a lap at the moment, and in the Ferrari, we've got Righty. No, we haven't. We got Meaty, who is coming in the pits. So just taking a look. Then we've got Cosmo. No, we've got as a Hoffman, who is is in the Red Bull in a 7th position as well. I got to say, I'm very happy that I'm very happy that I've actually pronounced that marginally right. It's probably not right at all, really, is it? But there you go. I think that I'm very happy with that then. And of course, talking of Hoffman, it was of course May the 4th last week. Yesterday was of course, if anyone who's a Star Wars fan is as a Hoff has gone into a 5th fastest moment. Yeah, May the 4th. Of course, it was Star Wars Day. Yes, so of course, I hope everyone had a happy Star Wars Day. And of course, today is Revenge of the 5th, isn't it? It's a play on Revenge of the 5th. If anyone did get that, which I'm sure you'll did, because you're much quicker than I am, and there will be a lot of drivers here tonight which will be looking out for vengeance as well, not on their peers, I don't think, but more on what happened in Singapore and trying to put the wrongs of right of last week there. And I think the Brooks will be one driver they'll be keen on that. Then Kaz has gone 12 fast, and he's trying to get himself slightly safer. Winnie is 10th for a second down at this moment in time, so he needs to get himself sorted. We've just now watching Winnie then as see is coming into 15 and 16 as well before accelerating away. And here he comes then up into the final part of the lap as well, 17 and 18. Hang on, my hair is tickling the inside of my ear. That's not good. When he held the final turn, he's gone wide. He is, he's lost 0.3 of a second there. That's not good there for Winnie. He is still on the same tires as he started his qualifying session on there. So I'm not sure if that's I'm not sure if that's going to help him there. We got a minute to go then, but I think my clock is slightly faster. So I'm wondering then if I think that I'm sure I started off the session about 20 seconds earlier than anyone else. So maybe that time is slightly wrong, which it probably is then. But we're just watching Meaty now as he is going around the circuit as well as, oh my word then. As I've just seen that I've got a lot of notifications there from Discord. But more importantly that then, I've just seen that there is no rain forecast then for tonight then, which is, well, I think we've had a lot of the rain then in silver and gold, and we seem to have a lot of rain in silver, don't we, more often than not then. I think that silver is kind of the rain race really, isn't it? So if anyone that likes the rain, maybe you should have a crack in silver then. Gordo's saying a lovely save there from ET, good stuff indeed then, as Gordo's asked where's Boki, unfortunately has had to call it a day unfortunately in ALR, and his AlphaTauri seat is now gone to Jinner, I think, if I'm not very much mistaken. I think I am very much mistaken, actually, but I'll have to go back to my notes in a minute then. We got the Formula 1 genius then is Brooksy, by the way. Hello, Brooksy. Glad you're joining us here in this qualified session as well. I'd like to hear what you've been up to, and of course, and how are you feeling then coming into this race as well. Of course, I think that Brooksy was one driver then who was a bit disappointed after last week's event then. And who is that? That's Winnie out of the race out of qualifying. I say he's crashed on the inside barrier of turn 18, and that is it. Meaty has started his lap as well. Liam D has retired from the session now. I think he's in the pits then. Oh goodness gracious me though, but that's not good, is it? Scuba Stu is out of qualifying. I think that those drivers that they're in the bottom 5 are out of qualifying, and Scuba Stu out of qualifying. Winnie has crashed on the inside, he's out of qualifying as well. Gaz out of qualifying. Styles and ZGS also out of qualifying as well, and Meaty has gone wide and he's invalidated his time, and that is it then for Meaty, and I think that's the end of this qualifying 1 session then. So a bit of a damp squid towards the end there, wasn't it? So not much action there, but we'll see how this one plays out, shall we? Gore is saying don't go out after 1 minute 47, as I found out in Q2 meant it wasn't really my fault, as I was held then there from Gordo, unfortunately. Liam said, what's the word for the race? Said Brooksy that it's dry, and of course Brooksy's also said redemption is the key. That cryptic lead that we all rain affected races said. To be honest, I don't think it's silver that's the problem. I reckon it's Farf, to be fair. Farf just because every time Farf hosts a race then it seems to rain, doesn't it? Because remember we had a lot of wet races in the opening races in gold, didn't we, this season? I remember Australia, it was a bit wet, wasn't it, or a bit damp, but now in silver we seem to get a lot of the rain affected races as well. So I reckon it's Farf and put a dampener on things, isn't he? And talking of things, here's many things now in the Williams there. A very strong start to his Cobalt career. Great stuff indeed there for many things. He is in the Williams there. He's done a 32-2. He's coming back into the pits, and this is the end of qualifying 1 here in Cobalt as well. And I think that's a very good start then to Cobalt. Good stuff indeed then, as I've got an ulcer in my mouth then, which ain't very good. So I'm sure everyone wanted to know about that. Well, I've only just found it when I was for some reason I was licking the roof of my mouth, and I was like, ooh. Anyway, that's it for qualifying 1 then. So so we do know our 5 drivers that are out qualifying, and as it stands said, Walletsworth, and we've got Brooksy and Jinner fastest and second fastest in the AlphaTauri at the moment. Looking strong there for the AlphaTauri team. Good stuff indeed there. Umad Bro, the championship leader, is in 3rd position as well then. Umad Bro is I think he's only 1 race where he hasn't been on the podium, has it, Umad Bro, which was the first race of his career in ALR. It was the British Grand Prix where he finished 7th, if I'm not very much mistaken. Since then, no, he's been on an incredible run, and he should have and could have won the Hungarian Grand Prix as well. So there is the top 3 then. So is Brooksy, Jinner and Umad Bro. That's and Starburst having a strong end to the session in 4th position as well, but that's not what we're talking about in this qualifying one session. We need to be talking about the bottom 5 cars. ZGS out qualifying, no time then. Same with Stars as well. Both, unfortunately, having the book thrown at when Haas do need some points, and they haven't got any points so far in the Cobalt League dead, so they kind of need to turn their fortunes as well. Gaz is down in 18th position. Winnie had a big crash there. Don't worry, his car should be ready for the race there, but Winnie in 17th position there. Scooby Stew in 16th, but he had a strong race in, he's had a strong couple of races, Scooby Stew has, hasn't he? He had good points in Singapore and in the Italian Grand Prix as well. So he scored in every single race that Scooby Stew has, apart from the Belgian Grand Prix. So he's very much a serial points collector, isn't he? Which is what you need in your team then. Qualifying 2 has just started then, and so this qualifying 2 session is, since we've got no rain on the horizon, by the looks of things anyway, it's going to be all about what tyres you're going to be starting the race on if you get into the top 10, as a Hoff is already gone to the medium tyres, as has Jenner and Joseph as well, and Righty. Oh goodness me, as the timing screens are lighting up yellow as I quickly adjust my seating position. And Starburst is out qualifying, as he has got a qualifying 2 ban. As I said, the stewards have been very busy over the past number of days then. But for me personally, I loved last week's race, and it was action-packed, wasn't it, to say the very least then. But I love it when it's action-packed, but of course that's because I'm a spectator and not a driver. And of course I do love it. I do love it when the action's absolutely amazing stuff indeed. Amazing stuff. Anything saying, yeah, the cryptic wet league then is going back to silver. Yes, of course. I do think the Farf is the culprit there, is the Paul. I think that I haven't heard of Farf because normally he is usually in the comments more often than not on a Wednesday, cheering on at Righty and Co. He's using the part as well, and hopefully giving him some tips. But I wouldn't listen to Farf, albeit he is a 3-time Grand Prix winner in gold, and he's also won a Grand Prix in silver as well. Farf is on 92 Grand Prix starts now for ALR. He's 8 away from the magical 100. Only 2 other drivers have got 100 starts in ALR, and remember that is included over gold, silver, bronze, cobalt, whatever. And that is Gunnar, who is the first of 2 drivers to ever race in all 4 leagues. Good some indeed there for Gunnar, and also well, I think he's on 109 Grand Prix starts now, and Murphy's on 116, 117, something like that. So, of course, Murphy, one of the founding fathers of ALR, indeed, that as he's like a bad smell, we just can't get rid of him, can we? Kaz there saying good luck, good drivers as well, and good stuff indeed there for Kaz. He is into qualifying 2 then. Let's see if Kaz can get into qualifying 3. You man bro, once again is first out there, and you man bro is good. Definitely won the helmet of the season for me, hasn't he, really? I love that helmet design. It's beautiful stuff indeed then, as he has got the Dutch flag helmet colours on that design now, and also he's got the the traditional Dutch colours of the orange as well there for the football national team then. And not only that, there's also for the for any sporting event in Holland as well, as of course as the Orange Army really comes out in force when Max Verstappen is usually on the circuit as well. And hopefully we'll have the Orange Army then in some of the races this season as well, but I think it might be a bit too early for Austria perhaps, and so hopefully we'll see him in Belgium around at September time. So fingers crossed then as well, because I've got to say, as much as it was great to watch F1 last season, and I must say I was one of those people that didn't think it would affect the race too much, but it was quite sad not seeing the Dutch fans out in force in the Austrian Grand Prix and also in the Belgian Grand Prix as well, because that here, like the Kelmel Straight then, did look a bit bare to me, didn't it? Which is a shame then. But there we go then. So hopefully we can see the fans back as well. And of course, anyone who's planning to go to Silverstone, hopefully you can this year. I think that I always hope to go to Silverstone last year and this year as well, so maybe next year then. 3rd time's a charm perhaps. You mad bro is now coming down into a turn 13 and 14 as well, and this is where the car gets a bit light on the rear end. I love the over the show shot here. That's absolutely fantastic. That's very much the driver's eye line, isn't it? You're almost start to equal with the driver. You mad bro going on the curb there, not taking too much curb there, very much looking very clean and precise here. Mr. Smooth here is you mad bro. Final turn coming up then across the line. He is fast on a 31.1, and I should have said it earlier on then, but he's on the soft tyres, and 1.1 seconds away. Cosmo is there in the Red Bull then, so Cosmo then also on the soft tyre as well. I think that's Alpha Tari just coming across the line. Brooksy, who has done a 34, and Joseph, who's done a 40. I think both those drivers there has got a much more pace in the back there, and I think that is definitely a definition of the Mercedes sandbag in there. So keep an eye on those two. I think there's much more in the preceding minutes of qualifying, and Ginnadan, who is not on a quick lap, so could go around again. Here comes Azarhoff now into turn 18 and final turn as well. Out of the final turn, let's see what he can do then. And Azarhoff goes third fastest, also on the medium tires. I think anyone who started on the medium tires just probably trying to put their toe into the water kind of thing. Everyone's gone the fastest, by the way, on the medium tires. 10th for second in front of the day, which on Azarhoff. I love that name, by the way. I'll just keep saying it now. I was going to say Pizzonia now. Goodness me, I'm gone back to 2003. It's Picasso who's gone fifth fastest in the Mercedes. Half a second away from Azarhoff. 6/10 of a second away from Irvine as well. Hopefully for Picasso. And, of course, all the Picasso fans out there, we'll be hoping to see Picasso get some points, hopefully, tonight in tonight's Grand Prix event there. Picasso should have scored points in Italy and probably should have scored points in Singapore as well. He's really improved, hasn't he? But he's still yet to get off the mark, Picasso is there. So fingers crossed he can get it done tonight. Righty invalidated his time, so he's going to have another bite of cherry. His teammate, Meaty, is just appearing onto the circuit as well there. And he has got some speed as well, Meaty, as they come on the pit side. Unlike Lewis Hamilton there, who unfortunately got a penalty there, didn't he, for parking it in the fast lane onto the pit stand, which wasn't his finest moment, was it, in Formula One? And I think though, just in a racing point, jump up into sixth position. It was Joseph. A good time indeed there for Joseph. Going back to Gino then, it's the second time lap on the medium tires. Tire wear around here, I wouldn't say it's an absolute premium, is it? I doubt we're going to see the hard tires unless something untoward happens in the opening stage of the Grand Prix. So it should be medium or soft tires, possibly a one-stopper, but does depend on safety cars and all that kind of jazz as well. So, yes, then the strategy should be straightforward as long as it's a straightforward race, and which hasn't been a straightforward race. I've got to say, I don't think it's ever been a straightforward race in ALR, has it? Goodness me, there's always some curveballs being thrown at you, being bowled at you. So you very much need to make sure you hit a home run, don't you? Otherwise, you ain't going to get any points at all. That's how competitive ALR is there. If you mess up the strategy, you're going to go backwards quite quickly. Liam D is unfortunately messed up his lap there, so he's going to have to come back into the pits as well. If he does that during the race, then Liam D might get a slap on the wrist there for corner cutting there, which he doesn't mean to do it, does he? But unfortunately, that's how the game perceives it there, which is harsh. Then and remember also in the silver race there, I think Maldonado got a 5-second penalty there for going over the speed limit by 1 mile an hour, albeit she did show footage that she was actually under by 1 mile an hour, but unfortunately that was past the deadline, so there it is then. Of course, that rule is hard and firm then. If you have got any time penalties, then it has to come in before the deadline, which I'm sure is about 10:30, is it not? Possibly. Something like that. It was something like that anyway. R Knight coming out of the final turn, and let's see what R Knight can do. He goes second fastest on the soft tires, then a 10th of a second away from you mad bro. So we've got 4 drivers that have gone on the soft tires. So on board with Meaty, who's invalidated again, Meaty has said. So Meaty there has just got to maybe calm it down a bit then with the corner cuts. But that's very much me being very hypocritical of myself, because I corner cut all the time. I've probably got the most corner cuts in a single race this season in ALR with my amazing Belgium effort. So please do not watch that. If anyone wants to go back and watch a race in ALR history, I would what race would I suggest? Goodness me, now that's a very hard one, isn't it? Of course, the ALR does have a lot of flashbacks there that really which really does raise the blood, doesn't it? Some of the flashbacks really brings up a lot of feels, doesn't it? Seeing some great moments in ALR history. Of course, the flashbacks are timed to be every Saturday around 6:30 p.m. now, and then it's a lovely little snippet there, 30 seconds there of the past, just celebrating ALR's past, as we are now in our 5th season of ALR. Many things there is unfortunately invalidated his time, hasn't he? So he's going to have to either go around again or come back in the pits with 6.5 minutes to go. Meaty is in the pits now. I wonder how many tires that Meaty has got left, as he's already had half spin, hasn't he? So Brooksy is now starting us up as well, as he's coming through the kink of turn 1. On board there with Brooksy, he was on pole position last time out. He's a Grand Prix winner in in ALR as well, of course, right from his first race, which is the British Grand Prix. He won that race fantastically, didn't he? Liam D has retired from the session, unfortunately, and so Liam D and Starburst both out of qualifying. Both Renaults then are not going to be into qualifying for a race. It's a rare sight to see, isn't it? As Gaz left the session, that's not good. It's a rare sight to see in ALR because Renault are having an absolute stellar year. This is the last time we're going to see Renault in ALR, well, for the foreseeable future anyway, but Renault seems to come in and out of Formula 1 like the hokey cokey, really, isn't it? In, out, shake it all about kind of thing. As Renault, of course, but basically Team Enstone are changing their name once again now. Now they're going to be the Alpine Renault team for next season. I'm looking forward to that because I think that the Alpine looks a very beautiful car, albeit with a very interesting bulge, of course, on the air intake above the driver's head as well. So so of course I'm looking forward to how that looks like. I quite like F1 cars that look different from each other, which is I quite like the 2009 season. Really, I think there's one season that you just look back on and think, oh, that's pretty cool. Seeing some cars with low noses, seeing some cars with high noses. I like cars that have completely different concepts. And when you when you get these cars naked, then in terms of take, so Brooksy's gone fast. There's 2/10 a second in front of you, man, bro. Good stuff indeed there for Brooksy. That should be job done, I think, for Brooksy. So that should get him through into qualifying free. Just going back onto my point then is iron. I think it's not iron. I just many things over for a second. That bite of the cherry. Yeah. I think I like cars that look a bit more individual then, so take away all the paint, take away all the stickers as well, and you can still tell that that's like a Williams, for example, there. And that's why I quite like the mid to late 90s there, where you could really tell what car was which, couldn't you, really? Where Ferrari had a low nose in the 95 season, and they did for half of 96 as well. Many things has abandoned his time, coming to the pits, they're locking up, they're taking out the bollard as well. Oh, strike there from many things. Kaz is also in the pits as well. Picasso is on a lap now. He's a 10th a second up in car 21 in the Mercedes, and he's on the back straight then, and coming down the second DRS. Oh, two DRS zones around here in Russia then. Anyway, Freddie. So there's my little input then for today, then, which no one's probably interested whatsoever then, but there we go. Anyway, but you should be, but hopefully what you are interested in is this qualifying session as well. Oh, Picasso's back end there was shaking from side to side. Unfortunately, he's going to lose a bit of time on that one then, as he has got 3.5 minutes to go. He's elected not to come in the pits, and so he's staying out. He's continuing on this run then, Picasso. It's out of final turn, improves to 4th, a 2nd and a 10th improvement there. So is that side going to cost him then? Azarhoff is still staying on the medium tyres, and so he is sticking to what it brought him to the dance so far, which is the medium tyres. So, but I feel that is a major pace disadvantage. Was it the Delta in? Oh goodness me, he timed that turn 7 there was absolutely inch perfect there. I think that someone told us that the Delta on the soft tyres, in silver, was 1.5 seconds there, which is a massive Delta. I think I've read that wrong, haven't I? I think it might have been 5/10 a second. That doesn't seem right to me. Serious Merchant then, Serious Rush just said, nah, Becca is always speeding then. Indeed, she said, I think she has got a lot of speeding tickets, hasn't she? Especially for her miscreants in the last couple of, oh, goodness me. And the second half of the season, but it's great to see Becca back in the points. And for Loretto! Oh no! Azarhoff has spun it there! Oh, goodness me, he's backed into the barrier as well. He has got 2.5 minutes there. He's got to find the gears, he's found the car, and he's got going then. But unfortunately for Azarhoff, that is a major problem there, and he could potentially be seeing himself eliminated from qualifying to a mistake there as the back end overtook the front there on the Red Bull. He is in the pits then because that car is damaged quite heavily, and he's going to have to come in the pits now. Is he? All righty then, he's going to improve that. He has improved by 4/10 a second on his previous best. So right, he's 6th fast at the moment there. Irvine's to come back out of the pits. Oh my goodness. Oh no! And look, Picasso's got a 5-place penalty there for blocking Meaty, and oh goodness me, then Meaty then, who was just cruising behind him. Oh goodness me, then I feel that's avoidable there. Picasso's going to be quite furious, I think, with Meaty. I'm not sure what Meaty's doing there. He's slowed right down. Meaty has. I'm not sure what is occurring here, but Meaty has given as Azarhoff is retired from the session there. Meaty, unfortunately, I'm not sure what was going on there, but Meaty there with 1 minute to go, and he was very slow, and he was behind Picasso. Picasso is up in the 4th position there, and that is not good at all then. Liam D is saying Meaty's gone a bit wide there into the final corner as well, so he's going for it now. Picasso is going to not be a very happy chappy about that one, is he? Righty is just coming back into the pit as well, so we're going to stick with Meaty for the minute. Liam D saying then that went over the pit lane about 2 miles an hour. A bit slow then. Yes, I'm thinking, it's a Meaty there is unfortunate invalid this time now. That he hasn't got enough time to get himself back to the end of the back across the line. So Meaty is down in 15th position now for the McLaren driver. Unfortunately, didn't get a time run in this qualifying 2 session. And I think that Liam D might have to go a bit quicker coming in the pits. And I think it's about 15 miles an hour, isn't it, or something like that. We have got 60 kilometers an hour, I should say. Many things that hasn't set a time, nor Starburst, Liam D, Kaz, or Meaty. Picasso is not very happy at all, really, is he, about that, as he was asking what Meaty was doing there. I don't really know, to be honest, as Meaty was probably, I would say, as I said earlier, this track is not very tire dependent, is it? So I wouldn't say that he's very much really like treating these tires like a proper qualifiers, where he basically just coast around there on this track then, because this track is not very tire heavy around here. But that has cost Picasso 5 places on the grid there, which is very unfortunate to say the very least then, which I've got to say we're using a little more more aggressive words than unfortunate than I feel for Picasso. He's been very unlucky so far in ALR, hasn't he? Picasso has there, but luckily qualifying there is not points scored in qualifying. However, it just makes his life a bit more difficult going into the race as well. Checker flag has fallen. Many things out of final turn there, really very much thrown it all against the wall there, and many things has gone into 5th passes on his debut. Kaz is into qualifying 3 at the moment as well. Lovely stuff indeed. Irvine's 8/10 second up. Jinner's out there as well, and Joseph as well. And goodness me, that as I've been completely talking absolute nonsense there. Joseph goes across the line, he's 4th fastest. Must have been talking nonsense there. We've got a lot of big names in that really need to sort themselves out in the final part of qualifying. Irvine has gone fastest there. He's a quick customer, Irvine is, isn't he? Jinner is 9/10 second up in the second split time, and I think Azarhoff is out qualifying. He is out qualifying. Righty is going to be sweating buckets, I think, in the McLaren. I think Righty might be out qualifying. He is out of qualifying. Jinner goes through into qualifying 3 as well, and no, that's not good at all. Picasso saying that he had no fuel. The man was chasing me around the circuit like a snake and a rat. So, as I think that's very unfortunate. And it did look like Picasso didn't have. Well, Picasso looked like when we was on board with Picasso, he didn't have any fuel on board then. But Picasso 5 plates grid penalty there. Goodness me, if that man, if Picasso had any luck, he would only have bad luck, wouldn't he? Out qualifying is Meaty, unfortunately, down in 15th. He didn't get a time in the end of the McLaren. Liam D didn't get a time in either. Starbust has got a qualifying 2 ban, but he'd be very happy in 13th, I think. He's 4th in the World Championship. He could get some points there. Azarhoff made a mistake, didn't he? Out of turn 14 there, of course, off camber. Horrible couple of series of corners in the final part of this lap there, isn't it? Azarhoff found out to his cost, and on the medium tires, he was trying to get through. He was out of qualifying, along with Righty as well, but he can choose whatever tires he wants to start a race on, whether that's a factor or not in this race. I should know, since I've commentated on 3 of them this week, but there you go. Just shows that I don't pay much attention, but I'm paying a lot of attention there to the rain there up in the sky, or the black clouds up in the sky, I should say. Look at that cloud. Just look at that cloud. We haven't heard it. We've heard that there's no rain this session, but my goodness me, that cloud looks like it's about to burst to me. So I suggest everyone gets out there. Only for my entertainment then is they probably would believe the weather more than me, really, won't they? Is that black cloud is probably behind the garage anyway, so they probably can't see what's going on. Junior coming out first then in the racing point. That looks nothing like a racing point. In the AlphaTauri, as of course this is their debut season in the ALR, isn't it? Well, I think it's the second season in the ALR, isn't it, really? Albeit, of course, it's the first ever season of Cobalt as well. They had 4 leagues now for ALR. Goodness me. I think you're having as a UMAD Bro, of course, got a qualifying ban, got a Q3 ban, has the, which in Singapore there. So that's what we meant now. So there's going to be a lot of vengeance on the minds of a lot of drivers here, it's not then. And hopefully they could put that to good use as well, can't they? On board then with Jinner then, as he has decided to have a tourist tour around Rush Hour, hasn't he? So he's taking a couple of shortcuts as well, and I must say that the track probably be a bit more entertaining than if you was allowed to take shortcuts around here. That's just my opinion there. It feels like a very bad Valencia circuit to me, rather than anything else. And of course the Valencia circuit for the European Grand Prix hosted between 2008 and 2012. There wasn't many races that were good races around there. I think the best one was the last one, wasn't it, in 2012? over Fernando Alonso. Was he 12th on the grid there? Won the Grand Prix. One of the things I always remember about that race, not only that it was Michael Schumacher's last ever podium in Formula One, but it was also, I think it was, wasn't it, what's his name? Dyer, I can't remember the engineer's name now, but it was Dyer. I remember his last name, but I've got too many. I've got too many people in my head who's called Dyer. And for example, Kieran Dyer is coming up in my head for some reason. The former Newcastle player, I think he played for West Ham as well, didn't he? Unfortunately, he was had a very injury-prone career, didn't he? I found out to my cost when I signed him on one of my career modes in FIFA then, back when I was a young nipper. On board with Jenner coming down into turn 2, I should say, rather than one. I was going for one, and look at that, it's inch perfect then, accelerated away. Serious question, I love Valencia on the game then. I must admit, I like to drive it, especially the final sector, but the races around there were pretty dull to me. Apart from that 2012 race in Valencia, it was great stuff indeed then, but of course the engineer, who I can't remember his first name, Dyer, was of course it was a podium full of all his former drivers. I think it was Kimi Räikkönen on the podium, along with Michael Schumacher and his current engineer of Fernando Alonso, and I think it was Andrea Stella actually, wasn't it? I don't know. I'm getting completely mixed up here, and so there we go. I'm speaking absolute waffle, absolute baloney now. Gino then, who's on a quick lap as well as he's coming down the back straight. Of course, for next season's game, then there will be classic tracks, won't there? Of course, we're not sure what does that mean in terms of ALR. I'm not too sure yet. Of course, I'd love to see a classic race on the ALR calendar. Really rubbing my hands with glee to hear about the classic tracks. I would love to have seen classic tracks on Formula 1. I gotta say, what classic tracks would you like to see on the Formula 1 game? We could be here all night, to be honest. There, I think we might have to get an open forum on the go. Not really then, but I've got to say, I've done 4 weeks, I've gone 4 days of non-stop talking then, so might have to have a break tomorrow. Jenner coming across the line there, and he has gone fast. It's there on a 33-1 there for the AlphaTauri driver into the pits. There comes Picasso then. He is unfortunately had to abandon his time, and it's got very dull then. Cosmo, who's invalidated his time, so he's going to have another bite of cherry as well. Cosmo is that. What about Brooksy? Brooksy is fast. He's on a 30 flat and a 30.776 and good stuff indeed there. As Irvine is starting this up, and I think that's also Joseph there, who is not starting this up. He's just about to finish this up. Then the man who is second in the World Championship, he goes third fastest on the circuit, and just and the AlphaTauri cars are looking very monstrous, aren't they, tonight? Absolutely great stuff indeed there from both the AlphaTauri drivers. We might have our first ever 1-2 in Cobalt history here tonight, and hopefully I haven't put the brakes on that one. But that could very much be the case, wouldn't it? Kaz in the second party lap as well, and there is rain there. Goodness me! And that cloud did look like a rain cloud, and this is going to very much curtail the end of qualifying free here tonight. We wasn't expecting rain. We have got rain then, and that is a big blow for the likes of Picasso, who's got a 5-place grid penalty already. Iron Knight then as well. Irvine is out on a lap then. We've got many things. He's on an out lap as well. He's got to get going then. This rain, it's been a hot day here in Russia, in Sochi, so the raindrops should burn off the track quite quickly here, but if it carries on raining, this is not good at all, is it? And now the final turn, and thank you, sir, as much as me. It's Chris Dyer. Thank you very much there. Yes, I had a brain fart there, didn't I? Out the final turn for Kaza. He goes third fast in front of Joseph. A good time indeed there from good time indeed there from Kaza. Many things out of the final turn then, and many things to starting off his lap as well. What about Cosmo? Cosmo's having having a second lap now. He's gone at 4 fast. Good stuff indeed there. What about Irvine? I've missed Irvine. He hasn't missed the time in line. No, he is third fast. 2 tenths a second away from the very impressive AlphaTauri team then. Out of the final corner, and Joseph goes 4 fast. AlphaTauri 1-2, Racing Point 3-4. Both teams we're not going to see on the grid in ALR next season, but they are having a cracking Cobalt season so far. Magnificent stuff indeed. At the moment, the first, second, third, and fourth. It's a lockout. It is a lockout. Many things out on a lap as well. Let's see how gingerly he's going to go through this second part of the lap as well. Then into the middle part of the sector as well. Not running too wide. Many things, is it? And now then this turn 8. Then I got to say, oh, he's run wide there. He's okay though. I got to say, I was expecting that to be a track extension there, but no way, Pedro. He carries on. Many things does, and he's still got DRS, and so out of the pits comes Picasso and Iron Knight as well. I think that those two, Picasso unfortunately had issues. I don't think I've seen Iron Knight out just yet, or I may have done, but have not registered in the small brain of mine. But they're both on the back foot as well. Look, the raindrops are now getting very much, again, very apparent now on the camera, on the onboard camera here at the Williams there. Many things. There's a yellow flag in sector 2 is one of the racing points there, is just touring back into the pits as well. Many things there. A short squirt straight then into 17, and another short squirt straight into 18 as well. Look at the inside right front tyre, and many things goes fifth fastest on his debut tonight. I bow down to you, sir. That's a cracking debut there for many things. Brilliant stuff indeed. And Picasso has got a 5-place grid penalty then, so where he qualifies, it's -5 then, and he's got to go back at 5 positions then as well. Look at those raindrops, and they're getting heavier and heavier now, aren't they? Iron Knight is still on an outlap at the moment there. Iron Knight is only in the second part of the course then. I'm wondering if anyone is going to try and do another time then, but looks like the top 4 are very happy that Picasso, it was almost skiing there, wasn't it? Good gracious me, that as he was, goodness me, he was sideways movement there. Of course, the best movement in a Formula 1 car is forward movement there, which is the most obvious thing I've ever said. That, of course, sideways movement is looking good, looks spectacular, but it is not very good in terms of the time, is it? And of course, it probably looks very good in the rally car as well. Of course, it looked very good, the rally cars, didn't it? Oh, goodness me, as I'm starting to think back with Richard Burns, Colin McRae as well. Of course, it was a classic time for WRC. Really loved it in the late 90s, early 2000s. Rally was absolutely brilliant with the Ford Focus set. Super impressed. I love the beautiful blue and yellow livery. Fantastic. Picasso has done an amazing lap there. Really has indeed done, I think, Picasso has, with the rain coming off of his visor there, and he still kept the speed on. He was still doing forward motion. He was still putting a very good time on the board. He is 5th fastest. That's a great time indeed there for Picasso. Hats off to you, good sir. He is 5th on the grid. He will start 10th on the grid then if he stays where he is. And Iron Knight's invalidated this time then. That can be done. It doesn't for the Williams driver then. Oh, goodness gracious me then. That is not... No, it's not good at all, is it? Far not then. It's Sarah's Russian getting many things said. As Liam said, what happened to you, mad bro? With many things to come. So it's a quality ban there. Yes, indeed. There. No, good stuff there. Oh goodness, I like that answer as well. Absolutely fantastic. Then. Well, it's not. I don't like the qualifying ban. I like Sarah's Russian's answer to Dylan there. Quite good stuff indeed. So yeah, the rain now is kind of curtailed the end of qualifying. That's unfortunately. It's drizzling at the moment. The track is still dry-ish, but the DRS has not been disabled just yet, which is usually it's usually quite a high factor. Well, it basically tells you that the track is too wet then, and that's the qualifying done and dusted. I think it might be qualifying done and dusted here then, and yeah, that is a lot of rain now, is it, with 2.5 minutes to go then, which is a great opportunity for me to talk about my classic track, which I could bring up every week, every day, every week, every month of every year. Of course, there are 2 classic tracks on the Formula 1 2021 game next week, isn't there? So looking forward to that then. I generally thought it was going to be Turkey, Turkey and Istanbul, and probably the Nürburgring was my guesses, really. But by the sounds of what you read on the old Great Web there, it sounds like the Turkish Grand Prix is not going to be on there. So it probably might be the Nürburgring and whatever classic track. They'll probably put China in there or something like that, won't they? Which would be very great. Which would be very good. No disrespect to the Chinese Grand Prix. I quite like the Chinese Grand Prix circuit. Well, I used to. I don't like it anymore. Oh my word! I got myself had very bad experiences in the late recently in China. But there we go. It's Joseph has put on the intermediate tyres, so I wonder if he's thinking about going for a run there. Albeit, yes, we have said that there is no rain in the race, but there is a track time. You will always learn something on the car or when you're out on circuit as well. Many things has gone out on circuit there. I'm going for a second time run there with less than a minute and a half to go then in the Williams car. Then I don't think these positions are going to change then. So as it stands, then Brooksy is going to be on pole position then for the second time in 2 weeks. Magnificent stuff there from Brooksy. Really good stuff there. And now can he convert that pole position into a win? It didn't go too well, did it? Serge was saying, I like the old Indian track back. The Indian track was great, wasn't it? I love that double chicane. I can't remember. Is it turn then 9, 10, 11, and 12, was it? I loved it, but I just couldn't. It was the second part there where I just kept running wide, and I kept getting track corner cuts and all that kind of stuff. I think that's where Massa broke his suspension, wasn't he? He had an awful time around there. Massa did in 2012, unfortunately, in this Ferrari. But yeah, the Indian track was great, wasn't it? Only on the F1 calendar for 3 years, wasn't it? And that was, in all 3 of those years, it was dominated by Sebastian Vettel, wasn't it, between 2011 and 2013. And only in 2013 was the first time that another car other than Vettel led the race as well, wasn't it? Which was quite astounding, wasn't it, really? Zach saying that let's have a good race then. Yes, indeed, that if it's anything like last week, then I've got 2 bottles of water next to me, just in case then as well, which is going to very much, hopefully, keep my cool, which I highly doubt I will. Many things are the foreign turnout, so many things then it's just giving us some entertainment then just before the start of the race. And so we've got a bit of exhibition here from many things. He's 6th on the grid on his debut for ALR Cobalt. Lovely stuff indeed. Look at the raindrops streaming off of the camera here, coming down into turn 2. And the DRS is still enabled then, isn't it? And the DRS then, which I think is just called Wing, isn't it, on the Williams car. Many things retired from the session. It's just called Wing on the Williams car. And it's in a very awkward place there, isn't it? And the Williams are the only team that have their dashboard attached to their cockpit, don't they? Rather than their car itself. And let's take a final look at the classification for qualifying 3. Brooksy is the first driver in Cobalt history to have 2 pole positions. I know that, 2 pole positions in a row. It's an AlphaTauri 1-2 dominates then, for God's sake, very much reminiscent to the 1980-99 years for McLaren. Magnificent stuff indeed. And of course, Racing Point in 3rd and 4th. Irvine in front of Joseph, who's 2nd in the World Championship. Irvine is 3rd in the World Championship. Now that is going to be crucial, isn't it? And what about the team game then? I don't think the Racing Point are going. The drivers are not going to be concerned about the team game, are they? This is a sprint championship. Picasso is going to be 5 places back on the grid. Many things will now be 5th on the grid. Fantastic. Kaza in 6th. Cosmo 7th. Umad Bro is 8th. And Iron Knight in 9th position. That is the end of qualifying 3. Good stuff indeed then. Liam saying, watch out for turn 1 in the race, and yes, it's going to be cracking, isn't it? I raced in many things at F1 leagues, and he's a good add on this league, and way to go, Kaz, as well. Thank you very much, Zach. And yes, that's a glowing review of many things as well. Many things is also in the chat as well. Hello, many things. As he missed at turn 2 there. Don't worry, my good man. There is unfortunately I didn't even get to turn 2 last night, so there we go. We've also got Serious Roger saying good luck all as well. And this is the race. And my word, well, we wasn't expecting any rain there, but look at how gloomy it is out there. My goodness me. Sammy reckons is that going to be an incoming Wreckfest? I don't know, but I think it is free on the PlayStation Store. Or is it? I don't know. I think it's on the PlayStation Store. I've never played it as well. I reckon I'll be quite good at that game, actually, because I used to be very good at Destruction Derby, but then I don't actually know what Wreckfest is, really. So I'm sure Farf told me, but I can't remember what he said. So there we go. Anyways, we've Dylan saying, don't jinx it, Sammy, as well. Many things saying at field day. Right then, as we're now less than 20 seconds to the start of the Grand Prix there. We've got a formation lap first, and before the race itself, and it's the warm-up lap there to warm up your tyres, of course, and remember that, of course, what happened in Silverstone when we had that delayed start is that when the tyres went ice cold, then I heard a whisper that it was chaotic down into turn 2, wasn't it? As a lot of drivers missed their braking points. Well, hopefully I'll see the start, because I don't think I've seen the start since Sunday, which is very appalling indeed, isn't it? As we're now on the formation lap, I'm ready to get going as well. Many things saying incoming field day for the commentary booth then. Oh, it is. It's always a field day for me then, coming from the forest and all that. I'm surrounded by fields. Serious Mushing saying, goal love Cobalt, kind of miss Boki. Yes, Boki is usually in the comments there, but unfortunately no longer race then, which is such a shame then. So now then we're just watching Brooksy then, as he is the pole sitter, the first ever double pole sitter in ALR Cobalt history. Fantastic stuff, and he's on pole position now. Alongside him is Jinner, and that is row 1. Irvine in 3rd position there. And good stuff indeed. Sammy is saying, come on, Racing Point. He's also asked where Boki is as well. Unfortunately, Boki, we asked Boki to leave, and which is a shame, really, isn't it? Because he was a very chatty man, wasn't he, in the comments there? But yeah, unfortunately, unfortunately, he unfortunately broke some rules. Many things in 5th position. 6th position is Kaz. 7th position is Cosmo. You Mad Bros in 8th position. Iron Knight in 9th. Picasso down into 10th position. He should be 5th on the grid there. He has a 5-place grid penalty for being tailgated by Meaty. That's the top 10. Outside the top 10, these are the drivers then that are on fresh rubber. Righty in 11th position then. Azarhoff in 12th position on the medium tires. Starbust in 13th position on the soft tires. Liam is on the hard tires there. I'm surprised to see the hard tires out there. Meaty in 15th position now. 16th is Scooby Stew. Meaty on soft. Scooby on the medium. 17th position is Vinny. He is on Widdy, I should say. He's on the soft tires there. 18th is Gaz along with Styles in 19th position now. Both those drivers can they get off the mark here tonight? And they have the capacity, they have the skill, they have the speed. Can they get a good rub of the green here tonight? They're 18th and 19th. 20th position is CGS said it's the first time him and Styles have turned the wheel tonight. He is on the hard tires as we get ready for the start of the Grand Prix as well. As Sarah was saying, he's got a P45, Sammy. Indeed he has there. Yes. We have got Azal just on board now then. As here we go then. Let's have a good one then. Yes, the crowd is building up. This is going to be electric. Liam D then and Sarah's rushing home for a good race then. I always expect a good race then, and I don't expect anything less either. ZGS, I love his helmet design, by the way, of course. I think it's the 1990, is it the 1994 Schumacher helmet design on 1991? I think it's 91, isn't it? If I'm not, which I'm probably wrong actually about that. But I just feel, it feels a bit, because I think the 94 and 5, you had a bit more, glints. Is it glints or is it like stars? It's a 4-pointed star, isn't it? Oh, there we go. But yes, I think he had a bit more glints on the top of his helmet there. And we're on board with ZGS, and he is now lining up on the grid then for the start of the Russian Grand Prix. Then we got 27 laps around here. This one flies, doesn't it? Oh my word there. Goodness me. Did you see that? That was amazing stuff, Ben. 5 lights are on then. We are going the Russian Grand Prix. Not yet. Just now on board then with the pole sitter, Brooksy, 2-time pole sitter in his ALR career then last week and this week. Look, he's adjusting. He is in the start mode then, and we are going for one more time in Russia. Lights out, let's go. And this is the worst place our pole position is there, and many things have to fall for already then, as Joseph is on the pole inside and his free abreast are going down to turn 1 as well. Look at this, and it's all goodness me, they're shifting already then. Brooks has had a good start. I think he has done a really good start indeed then. Oh, his teammate and him have come to blows. That is not good at all. There's debris, that's a McLaren debris in plate, I think it is there. And I'm looking at this then, and unfortunately Jenner and Brooks have come to blows at in turn 1, and many fixes down for the second position. That's a Red Bull having a look on the inside. Picasso's up to 6th position. Azarhoff is took off like a scolded cat. He's up in the 7th position at the moment. Magnificent stuff. Cosmo in 8th position. Meaty's flown through the field. He is up to 9th position. Great stuff indeed there for Meaty. On board with him now then, and he has gone up 6th position, and as the start of the season thus far. Brilliant stuff there from Meaty. Oh, that Ferrari there has completely missed the turn there, and Scooby Shoe is also up 3rd position as well. There's some good performances out there. Iron Knight and Liam D have dropped down at 10 and 6 positions respectively, unfortunately. Gap at the front is already up to a 10th for a second, and here we go then as well, and just on board now with Meaty as he's coming down the back show. I'm just taking a look to see, oh my goodness me, and the 2 racing points there. Joseph up to 3rd position after having a difficult start there. Look at the background, and there's you Mad Bro, but Starbust then needs to get himself back on the points, and he hasn't scored in the last 2 races, has he? So with Starbust there would like to get himself back into the points there, as we got Gaz that is on the outside of Winnie there. Winnie dropping down the order. We've also got Styles on the outside as well. The Haas team have had a great start then. As Gaz up in the 4 position, Styles up 4 position as well. Good stuff indeed then. Arno dropping down the order. Right, he's also lost positions as well. That one completed then. And Brooks has really put the pole position the curse of the pole position in Russia to shame now. A great start from Brooksy. He leads the Grand Prix there by almost a second. Azarhoff and Cosmo where is going side by side. No, they're not even close side by side, are they? As they're coming down into turn 2 as well. 2 guys in the pits. Iron Knight in the pits. Righty in the pits as well. As they have had damage then. So it was the McLaren, unfortunately, of Righty. It was Righty's wing then that was flicking off on the runoff area into turn 2. Cosmo then is right underneath the rear wing with his teammate Azarhoff, and one of the Red Bull drivers might play a bit of a game here and let Cosmo through. He's on the soft tyre, of course, and once Azarhoff is on the medium compound tyre. And it is the slower tyre, but it's the more durable tyre, isn't it? And that is more for the race run. Brooks is absolutely flying away. He's almost at 2 seconds already from many things. Who's got up in the second position? He's a second in front of Joseph in third position. Jinner down to fourth, and it's both the Alpha Tyre drivers did come to blows there, didn't they? Luckily, Franz Tost is not on the pit wall tonight. Otherwise, he'll be throwing his spatters, his pens, his pencils off the pit wall. He'll be absolutely apoplectic with that. Then I don't think that's a word. I keep using that word, and I don't think it's even the right word. Cosmo is very still putting pressure on his team. He's going to have a look into 15, and this is off camber, a horrible corner. Starburst has got past. As Meaty, that's a bit of McLaren. We've seen a lot of the McLaren wings in this race so far, and that's another McLaren wing that's got an issue there. Meaty is in the pits. What a shame there for Meaty on his debut run. He is coming into the pits, and DRS has now been enabled as well. 2.5 seconds. That's very much Sebastian Vettel-esque, isn't it? From the Brooksy, magnificent stuff indeed. Then 2.5 seconds in front, then and now is he going to maintain the gap there? So he's going to try and sprint away as Starburst is up the inside. He has passed Cosmo. No, he hasn't, but Cosmo's gone deep into turn 2. He's gone over the same policeman there. It's not as tall though as the ones in Italy. And look who's in the background. It's You Mad Bro. And now You Mad Bro's on the outside as well. Got yellow flags into turn 1. Then what is occurring here? Just take a look. Then it's all clear by my recollection there, but I probably missed something. Starburst there is still behind the Cosmo at the window, and Cosmo, I gotta say, is not treating that inside tyre there with a lot of love and care, is it? Goodness me, stamping on that brake pedal quite heavily. And Azarhoff has found his groove now, hasn't he? So he's got those tyres up to temperature, and let's see what he can do. Has he got the pace there, Azarhoff? In the Red Bull, he's the leading Red Bull at the moment. Now let me go to the tyres, and shall I? And here they are. We've only got one penalty so far, which is Gaz. Good stuff indeed. Then Brooksy is dominating this race at the moment. It's up to 3 seconds now. Whilst many things, it's now got Joseph up his rear tailpipe as well now, with Jinner also trying to recover after him and his teammate was oh no, Cosmo's off there. He was on board there, and we just said a Red Bull go off to the left there. And Cosmo, has he got damage? He hasn't got damage there, so that's okay for Cosmo. He's lost positions there, but he's still got all the car pointed in the right direction there. Good stuff indeed there, as coming through there to complete lap 3 here in this race. And that's a Ferrari cruising in the background. It's a Willie, oh goodness, it's a Winnie there, who is in 11th position. Goodness me. Second position. Get my brain out the gutter. Goodness gracious me. And Joseph is over to second position. He passes the racing point. He's got penalties there for now. I think I've just seen Sam say the driver's doing very well in terms of the lack of penalties, but unfortunately he is very much put a jinx on that, as we've seen a couple of penalties there come into the works now as well. And yes, good stuff, and good stuff indeed. Azarhoff is staying up into 7th position now. Look at all those green arrows there, as he had a couple of interval issues there. But there we go then. So we're carrying on then. Yeah, great stuff indeed then. So Liam is dropped behind at ZGS, and because ZGS is now in the 14th position. He's on the hard tyres along with Liam D. Meaty is on the hard tyres as well, and Iron Knight as well. Brooksy is still leading. There is had a mild panic there, because I thought he dropped down the order. But Brooksy is leading there, albeit his classification has shown him down in 20th position. Looking back then in the battle for second position now, and we are on board with many things then, who's just been overtaken down the start finish straight, straight into turn 2. Oh my word, they're braking there as hard as he dares. Many things is, and now he's got the Alpha Tauri Junior is in full position there. Brooks is not 20 for them on there. There's a problem with the classification, and there's his responder, which has been left at the start finish line, I think. Oh my word, there this is going. Oh gosh, it's like a traffic jam here in the central of Sochi, I think. Anyway, I've got to say, I've never been to Sochi. I've never been. The only country I've ever been to is Wales. Then that's where my holidays are usually spent. Then on lap 5, then as we still got a Brooksy leading. And unfortunately, I can't tell what the gap is now, but hopefully the transponder will fix itself then, so I'm hoping Brooksy will get himself back in the first moment. Now we've got just on board then is Joseph can he defend that? I don't think he can, but oh goodness me, there is many things. Is skated across the runoff area there as well, and he has let Joseph back free. He has indeed done. That's very gentlemanly there from Joseph. Hats off to him as well, and good stuff indeed. Jinner is now in third position. Brooksy has left the session. No, Brooksy has left the session, and that's not not good there for the race leader. Oh, goodness me, then. And that is not good, is it? So Brooksy now needs to, oh, goodness gracious me, can he get back in pronto? I hope that he's got some spare invites there. Brooksy's in the Grand Prix. Starburst is up in the 7th position at the moment there. That's why Brooksy wasn't, it might not have been Codemaster or these transponder or whatever he's got sensor in the car at all. Oh, Jitter's off the circuit. He is off the circuit. There's debris all over the show. Oh, my word there. And then we've got as a hot fair is on the outside, but no, it's you mad bro has now got the position there. And Jitter's also got a penalty for his efforts as well. Oh, goodness me then. The gap at the front is still about 2 seconds by the looks of them, but they have really gained in. It was less than 2 seconds now. Look at this. It's a queue. It's a Conga queue there. Picasso's up into yellow flags in one. Then one of the McLarens is around then. It's Meteor who's gone around then. Having a difficult time out there. Meteor's at the moment on his debut. Picasso in a second position. Where's Brooksy? There is Brooksy. Can he get back in quickly? And let's see what he can do then. And now then into the front turn. Jitter's got another 3-second penalty. I think that's 2 penalties there in one. Now then Joseph who has taken the lead of the Grand Prix, and now many things. What a shame there for Brooksy. He has done everything right so far, and unfortunately, the Alpha Tauri's 1-2 in qualifying. It's turned into a nightmare. Gino had damage there. He's had to come into the pit set, and we have also, and unfortunately, Brooksy has had some connection issues as well. And he's out. Oh, and who's out? And Scooby Stew is out of the race. Where has Scooby Stew got off? We're on board with him now, and looking. Oh my gosh, there's a safety car, and Scooby Stew has gone off into the wall halfway down the straight there. Oh gosh, there he is. That's a major crash there for Scooby Stew. Oh my goodness me. And, oh gosh, Scooby Stew, what a shame there. And that might help Gino to a certain degree. Oh, goodness me, then the McLaren, such a high hit there. The McLaren, it's not McLaren, the Mercedes is twitching there. Oh, my word there. Oh, what a shame for Scooby Stew. And I think it was because I said that start earlier on, wasn't it? So I apologise, Scooby Stew. I should leave my opinions to myself. Right here in the pits there. Meteor's also coming in the pits. Right, he's gone on to the soft tyres. I think he'll have to go in the pits there. Brooksy, is he back in the session? No, he isn't. He's not back in the session yet there. This might be a reprieve for Brooks there. Hopefully he'll get himself back into the session now, and he won't lose as much time. Where is he at the moment? He is in 5th position. No, he isn't. He's in 5th position now. You mad bro is trying to overtake him, but of course this is full position at the moment now. So Brooksy was in the race. Now he's having some issues there. Brooksy is still in the race for him. He leads by 9 seconds there. Oh, goodness me. So what is going on here? By the way, that's Percy, mate. And thank you very much, Percy. So he's in the race then. Has he got a safety car on the screen then? Well, at the moment, I have no earthly idea what's going on. So Brooksy, according to his screen, is in, well, they're all in the pits now. So, oh, goodness me, this is not going to be going to, oh, many things. It's got a 5-second penalty. That is a crucial problem now in this race then, as, oh dear, so we have heard that Brooksy is still in the race then, so I have no earthly idea what's going on. Into the pits now comes the racing point mechanics going to work then. So this is going to be interesting. I'm going to have absolutely no idea what's going on. We've got Gaz in the Grand Prix. Cosmo leads the Grand Prix. He was spinning off at one stage. There's Bert Mylander, who's on the circuit, just waiting from Gaz up into 2nd position there. See Jeff from the 3rd there. Joseph comes out in 4th position there. Winnie is in 5th. Sorry, just smashed me. Me controller there. Whitney in 5th position there. 6th position is Starbust. Great start to the race for Starbust. You mad bro in 7th position there. Many things have got a 5-second penalty. That's going to be a problem, isn't it? Irvine in 9th position, 8th position. I think he's in 10th. Azarhoff in 11th, and Kaz in 12th, and Picasso in 13th. Jinner in 14th position. It's just got past Stiles, who's on 5th, who's in 5th position on hard tires to the end of the race. Same with Iron Knight then in 16th position. Liam D out of the pits. Well, Righty is into the pits. Let's see, right, he only just came to the pits not too long ago as well. Liam's just asked us, does Brooks have the safety car on his side? I would presume so. So we'll see how that goes then. So into the pits, that goes to McLaren team. This is a scheduled stop then for Righty. So he wants to go to the very end then. Meaty is going to come in there for a blast then. And of course he's going to see what he did. And yeah, I'm interested to see if Brooksy's got a safety car as well. Otherwise, he's going to be tenfold in front of everyone else, isn't he? And there is Brooksy at the moment. So yeah, Brooksy is in the race there. So I think it's, I'm going to be honest, I have no earthly idea. So I'm just going to commentate on what I see then. Of course, I am a big lover of catchphrase, so that is what I'm going to do, say what I see. But Brooksy, but we've had a very trusted source. Right, he's got a 3-second penalty as well. We've had a trusted source there from Percy saying that Brooksy is in the Grand Prix there. So So yes, we'll take Percy's word for it. But yeah, so Brooksy is leading at the moment. But I think that on our screen it is Cosmo leading the race then on the soft tires. I wonder if everyone else can see Brooksy, or if it's just me who's basically seeing who's basically. I think that I'm wondering if it's if I'm stuck in one division, perhaps, or something like that. There, of course, if anyone's watched it, it's a good show, isn't it? Cosmo into the pits. Then this pit lane speed limiter has really caught out a lot of drivers at the moment, haven't they? So into the pits now comes Cosmo. Then, so he's so he's comes to the pits a lap behind everyone else. And so Gaz leads the Grand Prix. What a start into the race out for Gaz. He has done a very good job indeed. Also in the pits as well, I think is a Winnie. We've got Liam D back in the pits as well. So a lot of drivers are trying to get their tires on then, so they don't have to come back in the pits. And so this is the safety car at the moment now. Oh goodness me, my battery is low. So let me put it back on charge then. So then yes, we got Gaz who is leading this race. ZGS is in second position, and both those drivers are not coming to pit. They've had a great start through the field as well. Liam saying I could be renamed Dylan could be renamed by Liam by the end of the night. Oh goodness gracious me. I've got to say it's poor form by me, isn't it? Really is indeed. And what makes it worse is that I know it's Dylan and I still call him Liam. I get too excited. And here is Liam. There's the real Liam. Please stand up as he comes out of the pits. And he is currently 18th on the field as well. He's gone on soft tires, Liam has said. So this is going to be... I think he'll need to come back in the pits. I'm wondering, I think the safety car should be in then. Then we'll be back racing again then. So let's take stock, shall we? As it's a very confusing race thus far. We don't think Brooksy is 2 minutes behind everyone else. I don't think Brooksy is 2 minutes in front of everyone else either. I think that Brooksy is somewhere in the... is somewhere around here. So I think he's in at 5th position, if I'm not very much mistaken then, but I could be completely wrong then. And just on board Gaz at the moment. Serge Roche just said it could be worse. Dylan Mushroom. Yes, everyone seems to have the name Mushroom at the end, don't they? At the end of the day, of course, I'm rechristening everyone Mushroom these days. We're just watching Gaz, who's seen the Grand Prix, 7 lap on the medium tires. He'll need to come to the pits and have a sprint to the finish and on the soft tires. Same with ZGS as well, per se. We have got Joseph, who's the highest runner on the medium tire. Safety cars in at the end. It's up. Starburst having a great start in full position. These Renault drivers are fantastic, aren't they? Look, Brooksy's in front of you, mad bro. That's going to cost them. Not as badly as what many thinks has got an issue with the 5-second penalty. Irvine in 7th position now. Azarhoff in 8th, and he's on the hard tires at the end of the race if he doesn't have any issues. Kaz in 9th position there. Picasso in 10th. Junior in 11th position. Now safety cars brought him back into play then. Stars in 12th position. Iron Knight is in 13th. 14th is Cosmo with Winnie in 15th. Meaty on the soft tires. Watch him fly. 17th position is Righty. 18th position is Liam D. Brooksy is leading the race. I think the Brooksy's in 5th position. Now the final turn. Let's get back racing here in Russia. Here in Russia as well. Look, ZGS is struggling to warm up those tires then, isn't he? So he's really on the back foot then. Picasso's already got past Kaza. He is through and up into 9th position already. And we're coming down into turn 2 as well then. And that is that looks like a very neat and tidy start here. And now Jitter's up the inside, passes Kaz, and Kaz has just run a bit wide and try to keep his nose in there. And Joseph has already passed it. And I think that there's major problems with the Alfa Romeo and the warm up of their tires for ZGS because he is struggling. We've seen him weaving just after we got going again then. Starburst is up the inside as well. Starburst is through. He passes the hard shot ZGS as well. You mad bros now in the 5th position. He is the championship leader. And now is his teammates just right in front of him then. And this is going to get interesting. Is there going to be some team games? Good stuff indeed there for ZGS. And I love it. And of course some drivers may not find that and may not be happy by that. Of course, so it is a team game. It's a team sport as well as an individual sport. That's what is so unique about Formula 1, isn't it? Where your drivers have to put the team interest as well as your own there. Best, that is such a difficult thing to do. As ZGS is struggling though. He is in major problems on those hard tires. Really struggling to get the heat there. Many things that a lunge up the inside there. He just about stops the car, but ZGS is trying to go on the outside there. But look at that. He's just struggling there, isn't he? Now Irvine's up the inside as well. Irvine on the medium tires. He is now up in his 6th position. ZGS has just run wide, then he's down in 7th. And Azarhoff then on his debut in 8th position there. But Picasso needs some points there, doesn't he, in this championship campaign? Having a look on the inside of Azarhoff. No dice then. Azarhoff stamping on the brake pedal as we're coming down into coming down into turn at 10 as well. There is the pit window, which is open. I don't think anyone is going to be interested in the pit window just yet. Scooby Shoo's left the session there. He is the owner of retirement. So far, there's Williams there, very close to the inside there. Joseph, I looked there with no dice there, and now we're just watching at that Williams who's close. Oh, goodness me. And now Irvine. Oh, my word, that's great race. Listen, look on the inside there. There's CGS. Has he got over a sniff on the inside? No, he isn't. And that Red Bull is. And look at that center. We now got this. How many things on the outside of this? Indeed, many things should be. Oh, my goodness me. He's going to be squeezed. Oh, and now Picasso then had to get over there, but now he's alongside the Red Bull driver. Oh my goodness me, Picasso's half spun it there. Oh, but he's back on now. I think I'm saying absolute hogwash here. And now we've got Picasso in 8th position there. Ashoff in 9th position. Oh, Jenner, it's just about kept it. Good save, sir, but he's lost the position in 11th position there. Cass is up into 10th for the moment there. And breathe, everyone. Oh, my word there. Yes, indeed, serious mission. They are putting on a very good show indeed, aren't they? And look at this set. And now we got Joseph, who is currently 4/10 second away from Gaz, and he hasn't scored a point yet in his ALR campaign. Has he, Gaz, at the moment? So let's see if he can. As Jinner's back on the outside, he's past Gaz. Gaz once again. There's Debris come off a car. And whose car was it then? Was it a Red Bull? It is a Red Bull. It is Cosmo who's had it. Then Gaz is searched. Oh, Gaz is off. Gaz is off the track there. Oh no. And Gas is off the circuit there. He's going to have to get moving on as good as be disqualified. DRS has been enabled there. I think he's done a very gentlemanly thing there. Joseph takes the lead. Starburst is running in the gearbox as well. We're on lap 11 out of 27 there. One action-packed Grand Prix this as well. So look at this. There's a drag race there. Joseph is going defensive. He's going on the inside. So Starburst is going to go on the outside. He's going on braking zone there. He is through. Joseph's got a penalty as well. You mad, bro, is now on the outside. Are you mad? He is going on the outside as well, but he hasn't got the hasn't got the grip to stay out there, has he? And Joseph has dropped down in second position. Irvine is now sitting, watching, waiting in the shadows, isn't he? And I think that's music lyrics as well. As a half fair up in the second position, ZGS is dropping down there, isn't he? He's dropping down like a stone. ZGS is on those hard tires there. But this is where it's gonna be a painful part of the race there for ZGS. But if he hangs in there, this is where it's gonna pay dividends later on. Then Jinner, who's on the front row, down in 9th position at the moment. Brooksy is currently last there, but I don't think he is on his screen then, so we're going to have to just the admin's going to have to work out then. So I do feel sorry for Ayrton tonight then, because it looks like he might have his work cut out again in terms of trying to work out where Brooksy is on the circuit. Oh my word. And just back on board with Virginia as well, but I feel I need to be concerned about many things, and literally many things, but also many things the driver as well. He's up in his 6th position. No, he isn't. He's down in his 6th, I should say then, because Picasso having a strong drive. Oh, and he's giving him just about enough room there, but Picasso's going to have the inside. Oh gosh, and yellow flag. Cosmo's out of the race then. He's come a cropper in the turn 15 now. He's out of the race then, unfortunately, for Cosmo then. But there he is there. Oh, he's out of the race. That's 2 retirements in the Grand Prix. It's a safety car again here in this race. And I don't think, oh, goodness me, absolutely incredible stuff indeed. Persane Brooksy still in the lead for him there. Top 5 is the same as yours for him, apart from he is first then. So it's Brooksy who's first then. Starburst is second. Joseph in third position. You might bro 4th. Irvine is 5th then. So yes, so that is what Percy and Brooksy is seeing. But what we're seeing is something completely different then. And who's in the pits? We've got Gaz in the pits then. And this albeit he made a mistake. I'm not sure if Gaz made a mistake or what. Has he damaged the car? I think he has damaged the car because he has cars already. The mechanics are already there. Changing the nose cone as well. Liam D is coming in the pits as well. And so Liam D, I wonder if he can go into the medium tires now to the end of the race. Gaz is on the hard tires to the end of the race. So Gaz should be able to then get right. Should be able then just to finish this race off on the hard tires there. If he does have to come in the pits again. And so we've lost 2 cars in this race. Liam D is coming out of the pits now then. So then the safety cars out once again then here in this race. Action pack galore, isn't it? Is any one of the top drivers going to come in the pits? Any one of the runners at the front, I should say, going to come in the pits? They've only done 5 laps on the medium tires. And they're on board with Starburst. He has never won a Grand Prix at the moment, has he? And as we're just on board then, we're just now on board with Starburst. And of course, it's been his consistency, hasn't it? He's very good in the opening 3 races, wasn't he? He had a 2nd, he had a 5th, he had a 6th. Unfortunately, the last 2 races, he's had 2 DNFs in Italy and in the Singapore Grand Prix. quickly. However, though, for Starburst, then I feel that this is very much a great reply to those last two difficult races. Then now he is out in front on my screen. I'm thinking there's a bit of confusion, isn't there? So as the yellow lights are on, then as we got the safety car, Bernd Mylander is parked all the way at the exit of turn 4 there, as he's probably enjoying the view, or if he could see over the barrier, he's enjoying the view, isn't he? Bernd Mylander is in the safety car then. So Starburst is leading the race winner. So according to our screen, Brooksy is down in 18th position there. Is down in 18th position in the AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri then currently one's in no man's land, and the other driver is down in 8th position then. So so after 1-2, and the Racing Point team, who were 3rd and 4th on the grid, are 2nd and 4th as it stands at the moment. But it's Starburst who is leading the way at the moment now. And look at that, he's up 12 positions and going for driver of the day award. Good stuff indeed. We got pit action then. Winnie is just coming out of the pits, and Meaty is also coming out of the pits as well. So good stuff indeed. Both McLarens are now going to be quite close then. So the most positions gained at the start of this race then has been Starburst. He is up 12 positions at the moment. We have got Joseph, who's got 2 positions. 5 positions there for you, Mount Bro. 4 positions for Picasso then. 5 positions for Asa Hoffman. Doing very good, Asa Hoffman. ZGS up 11 positions then. And did ZGS come in the pits then? He hasn't come into the pits, and ZGS has now, so he's extending his run here, ZGS has, so he's still going to be on the hard tires, and he's going to have the same issue which he had in the last restart, was when he had to go through a world of pain, didn't he, and getting past left, right and centre because of the tires were just too cold though. As Sarah French saying, it's very strange. It is very strange indeed, isn't it, about the about what's occurring in this one, isn't it? Very good stuff indeed. That very weird. Then as I just watching a Starburst then as well at the moment, and he is in a 13th position there. What am I talking about? Yeah, well, he qualified 13th, but he's leading the race then as at the moment then, as he is weaving from left to right there. Of course, that is a very provisional classification at the moment there, because a lot can change there. Brooksy could be leading the race. We think Brooksy's leading the race then, but on our screen it is Starburst is leading the race there. As I got to say, it's all about Matrix style, isn't it? Welcome to the real world, as Morpheus says then. As there's my nerdy hat coming on once again then. I got to say, with Star Wars, say yesterday, wasn't May the 4th be with you. Today is Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the 5th, I don't know. There you go. Even when I'm trying to be a king of the nerds, I'm absolutely failing at it. So Bernd Mylander is out, so hopefully he will hopefully Bernd Mylander will come in the end of this out then, and that will mark approximately the half distance in this race. So we've had 2 safety cars, we've had action galore, only 2 retirements there. Scooby Stew out of the race, and what a shame for Scooby Stew, because at the beginning of this race then, I said that he scored in every single race apart from 1. Now make that every single race apart from 2, unfortunately for Scooby Stew. He is a serial points collector. Unfortunately though, he's come a cropper now, and Cosmo out of the race then in the in between turn 14 and 15 as well. So that is a shame then. And on board then with Gaz at the moment then, so he is in at 16th position now. After there's just message saying that Brooksy's a ghost is in P13 and has lagged out on his screen now. So it looks like we got 3 different versions of factual fiction here, haven't we? Goodness me. Well, we got Brooksy's in the race there on his screen. On my screen, he's down in 18th position, a minute behind Liam, and on Ayrton's screen, he's in 13th position there. So pick what you will. So we're on board now then with Gaz, and so we're on lap 14 end of this Grand Prix as well. So I've quickly tied my hair back up, and there I go again then. So hopefully I'll have a fresh trim sometime in the next couple of days, and so I don't have this hair problem again then. But there we go. I got to say, I do look like something out of the 80s. And if anyone's watched Stranger Things then, with all those incredible trims, just think about just have a look at some of those. That's kind of what my hair looks like. Unfortunately, I'm a fatter version of all of them. Anyway, as we got Starburst, who's in the race, and there's safety car is coming back in now, and let's go. And let's go again, shall we then? So then, we were talking about how perilous it is there from the run from the start down into turn 2. Now we've got to do a safety car. We've already had 1 safety car, and now we've got to do a second safety car. Let's see what we can do there as well, as he accelerates away. And let's go once again. And so Starburst has gone quite early in this one then. So he's going to be punching. Oh, no, he hasn't. There is, I'm speaking absolute poppycock. Now he is going in, I think, then. Yes, we are back now, and once again, lap 15 out of 27 there. And the Starburst is going to be punching in air now for Joseph, you mad bro, and co. Look at him as they fly past me as well. Wow, amazing stuff indeed. Is Starburst coming down to turn 1. He's had a cracking start, Starburst has. Very good stuff indeed, that. And he's pulled away actually quite nicely. He's got 8 tenths per second. That's fantastic stuff indeed, that. And accelerates away. Kaz has got 3 seconds of pounds to run back on board with the championship leader. Gaz has now got 3 seconds as opposed to so Kaz and Gaz. Oh, goodness me. Have both got 3-second penalties at this moment there. You mad, bro? And also, Jinner's got 3 seconds as well. What a shame for Jinner then. And unfortunately, it came and raffled at the opening stage of the Grand Prix, hasn't it? Unfortunately, now we're back on board then with you mad, bro. 2 tenths of a second away then from Joseph, and he's going to be pushing this. No DRS in for the first 3 laps after the safety cars come in then. So, you mad, bro's going to have to do it all on old school as well. Look at this. There you can see that green bar. That means overtake us right then, as he is very much sandwiched between the barrier and Joseph's rear wheel. Then as Joseph is just got slightly in front then. But as you might bro going down into turn 13, not quite. And there's Irvine's front nose cone as well. We just seen there Pete Blair into shot. Then there he is in the background. And so you might bro like to get past Joseph as quickly as possible. And Joseph once again there just pulling away slightly there. Starburst pulling away slightly, and Joseph just strung with warm-up at the moment, isn't he? You mad bro is now look at this, he's all over the back then of the gearbox once again, and as now accelerated on lap 16, and we have got 12 laps to go in this race, and there is still a lot to play for in the Grand Prix, and here we go, and look at that, there's Starburst is out of the DRS zone now, isn't he? So he is not going to have to he's not going to have to worry about the drivers going and getting a slipstream going into turn 1. You mad bro's dropped off, and that means that Irvine is Joseph's gone off there. He skated off in turn 1 there, and he is going to lost him a lot of time there, hasn't it? Now he's going to be under the cosh once again then, and look at this, you mad bro, right underneath the rear wing. He is he's really fired up the tyres, hasn't he? Are the medium tyres going to get to the end from here? That's going to be Picasso is up in 6th position. No, he isn't. He's up in 5th position. Passes many things, and many things from down into 6th position there. And look, you mad bro at the inside, but Joseph there slams the door shut on the nose cone of the Alfa Romeo, and right underneath the rear wing now. Joseph's struggling. He's out to 2.2 seconds. He hasn't got the pace at this stage of the Grand Prix, has he? Azarhoff is in 7th position. He's alongside many things. He's yes, he's on the outside. Oh, that's a cracking maneuver indeed. That is a very good sum indeed for Azarhoff. But we've got Irvine has got past you, man, bro. He is now in the 3rd position. Irvine is that is crucial for Racing Point's quest for the Constructors' Championship. And now first, oh my word, now what's going on there? I think that was many things in Jinner there. Having a good look at good look at each other. ZGS has done a great job this time of firing up the tire side. So ZGS, I think, has learned from the first safety car restart, fired up the tires this time, and now he is in 9th, and he's in 9th. Oh, and he comes into the pit. ZGS is DRS has now been enabled then. So this is where it's going to get very very much hair and scare for the drivers now. So Joseph has now got 2 cars slipstreaming in the form of his teammate Irvine, and in the form of you mad bro as well. Joseph and Irvine are battling for the championship at this stage of proceedings of the season then. So he is not going to be like after you, sir, is he? Jinner's got past many things to skate across and Jinner's he's facing the wrong way, and Jinner is in major issues there. Oh my word there, and I didn't even know it sat there. I thought it was many things skating off there. It was Jinner facing the wrong way. He's down it. Oh, he's lost the whole of the wind section there. He's got a virtual safety car. He would like to have more than a safety car. It's a nightmare race at the moment for the AlphaTauri team then. Oh goodness me, there's a Dylan is saying that Starbust is flying in the lead of this race at the moment. He's up to 3.2 seconds there from Joseph and Irvine. I was just going back to the point then, Joseph and Irvine are fighting for the World Championship. It's difficult when you've got 2 top drivers in the same team, is there? There is not going to be many team games, is there, at play then? Not like we said in the Alfa Romeo team earlier on then, where ZGS was on a completely different strategy, of course, as well, as he was on very old hard tyres there. But I don't think Joseph is going to be letting Irvine through, is he? So, of course, it's going to be crucial in the World Championship. Is everyone wants to be, all these drivers want to become the first ever Cobalt World Champion, the ALR Cobalt Champion, which is what they're all to play. This is what they're all trying to bid for. Starburst hasn't won a Grand Prix yet, has he? But my word, there he is flying around here at the moment, and we could have our 6th different winner in the first 6 races of Cobalt. Magnificent. into turn 18 as well, then accelerates out. Then Irvine there putting the throttle down nice and gently. He is at 4 tenths per second back then, and it's Umadbro is slightly closer. Look, Picasso and also Azerhofer now starting to become into the in the frame of this one as well. Irvine is quite quick down the straight, but he's not quick enough to get past Joseph there. So he's got another lap behind his teammate at the moment as they come through turn 3 as well. Look at these cars, and goodness me, it's a conga line coming through turn 3. Iron Knight has got a penalty there. Iron Knight down in 10th position at the moment, and he has done 15 laps on those hard tires. He's going a very long game here, isn't he? Iron Knight is there. He's going to have to be very much tippy-toeing around the remainder of this race, though, isn't he? Jinner down in 17th position. What a shame there for the AlphaTauri drivers there. Absolute nightmare race there for the both drivers at the moment. I've got to take a breather. Goodness me, the 4 days of commentating is absolutely wearing on me tonight. Oh my word, I'm going to be sleeping like a baby. And Picasso has got a 3-second penalty now for his Robinson. So 3 of the top 5 drivers have got penalties. And Azerhoff hasn't. He's in 6th position. Nor is Umadbro. He is in 4th and also leading the World Championship. And we've also got Starbust as well. Hasn't got a penalty here. And he's now 5.5 seconds by then. Irvine's on the outside. And he's taken his teammate there, Umadbro. And he needs to get by as quickly as possible then as well. Look at this, he's gone up and under there, and Joseph is struggling there on the same line for tire. Joseph is turning in there, and he is fighting for this position hard, isn't he? But Joseph cannot repel the attack of Umadbro, and Umadbro is now into a third position there, and he's now got Picasso, and Joseph is struggling. He is falling down then, and really struggling now as out of the final turn then on lap 18. No, lap 19 then out of turn 18, and can Picasso get through? And we've also got Azerhoff as well. Many things is out of DRS zone at the moment. On board with Picasso now as well. Look at this, he's got the green bar. That's the overtake. He's turned the overtake off there. He is side by side. Is it job done? It is job done then. Going over the curves, and he has done it. He may have lost a bit of momentum there, but Joseph can't respond there, can he? And now we have got ZJS at the fast of the race. Oh my gosh there, and Azerhoff almost lost it. I think he touched the back of Joseph's car there, and wow, good held, well held. So otherwise it would have been an almighty impact there, wouldn't it? Remember Sir Dave went in the bar there quite heavily last night after he had to come together, didn't he, with Crystal Maze, I think it was said. So Dave, and unfortunately Sir Dave, that was his first DNF of his career there for Sir Dave. We just got Meaty at the moment there, who's in 11th position. He is pushed in. He's got no penalty with Meaty, so he potentially be on points for the first points of his career thus far. Umadbro is pushing Irvine now as well. He's got some pace in that Alfa Romeo, hasn't he? They're all on the same life of tyre. All the top 5 is on the medium tyres as well. Azerhoff is now through. Yes, he is. He is on the hard tyres. Oh, look at that. And that's a fantastic camera shot. We got to have that in slow-mo, I think. Magnificent. I love a good old moody shot then. Many things is now also on the back as well. The medium tyres have done 11 laps so far. It's at the hard tyres now. It's this race now swapping ends then. And Joseph is in the pits then. That is a shock. I wasn't expecting the medium tyres to struggle that badly, but he's in the pits. Joseph is there. He had another 8 laps to do that, so he'll be on the soft tyres, I think. The man who is second in the World Championship, and then until the end of the race as well. Styles currently in 8th position. Good stuff indeed there for Styles. He is on course there for some major pointage of his career, first points of his career as well. And Haas, so that'll be good stuff. That'll be Haas's first points of their career in ALR Cobalt. Great stuff indeed then. And Milan then, who's also in the comments as well, as we've got Styles, who's just having a look at having a look at Iron Knight, and Meaty is now in another position as well, as Iron Knight has dropped back down in 7th position now. It's Milan there is just commented there. Good stuff indeed. Hello, Milan then. As of course, I hear a whisper that you're a good fan of the old night fishing as well. Of course, that was our that was what we were chatting about in the build up to qualifying. Jinner has currently got a fast lap of the race said, but he doesn't get that point, and does he? Does he in ALR? Because of course, if you only get the point if you're in the top 10, of course. I think that Formula E had that, didn't they? They had the rule there where you could get the fastest lap for anywhere. And of course, it was a great end of the season. I think it was season 1, wasn't it? Where it was Degrassi and Nelson Piquet Jr. They was trading fast laps, weren't they, at the back of the field after they both crashed into each other, which was a very interesting start, wasn't it, to Formula E then. Meaty is on the inside now of Styles, and he has gone up into 8th position. And Meaty is really flying. He's got the youngest medium tyres and we got Iron Knight who is trying to get past Stalls, and Stalls is on the hard tires that he think he should get to the end from here on in then. Starburst is now being homed in now. He's lost a 3/10 of a second in that last sector alone then. So now Irvine and UMAD Bro are really pushing away, and Picasso has got Azarhoff and right behind him along with many things as well. Look at this, and now Azarhoff is on the DRS then, and look at this then as well. Azarhoff is flying. Oh my goodness me, the rookie of the day so far. He is up in the 4th position and passes the Mercedes driver. Picasso though would like to keep it clean and tidy there because he is on for his first points of his career in ALR, and with a 2 solid drives then, and a very good drive here tonight as well. We have got Meaty who is now in 7th position, and look at this. Oh lovely, look at this, and oh my word, they cannot get so any closer than that, and Kaz is back on the inside out of turn 3 and 4, and a good 70 there for Kaz then, and he is still in 7th position now, doing a cracking job indeed in the Ferrari. But now we're starting to get a queue behind these drivers as well. Cosmo is up for session, and he is out of the Grand Prix unfortunately in the Red Bull. Then he was the cause of the second safety car of tonight. Many things then in 6th position. He's the next driver then to be lined up. Picasso then. Where is Joseph Kamala here? You asking? And he's in 16th position. He's got 11.5 second gap between himself and ZGS, who's also on the soft tires as well. So they're going to be quite quick at the end of this race. Then those drivers are. So we'll keep an eye out what their progress is going to be then. But they might run out of laps here. There's many things there. Was really struggling there. Picasso having a lunge there. And I thought he was going to go into the back as a meaty. Is now is he through again? Not quite in, because Kaz has still got the inside. Kaz is repairing this, and now look at this then. It's a party from 7th to 11th, and now Meaty is on the inside, but he's not going to go through there, and he lines back in behind at Kaz as well. He'll have DRS and down this down the start finish straight as well. Many things is half a second away from Picasso as well, just keeping on that gap then. It looks like it's not decreasing or increasing at the moment, so status quo. Look at this, so this is all good. It's decreasing quite heavily down. Look at this, he's past the Ferrari. Iron Knight has also passed as well as he. Kaz has got such a good touch on the brake there, such a good feel, and he could brake so much later in that Ferrari. Magnificent stuff there from Kaz, and that's what's kept him in this fight for as long as he has. Brilliant stuff indeed. But he's now dropped down into a position now, and I think he might have to be a bit. Oh, and that's Righty there. He's in the wall. Righty is there. Him and Styles came to blows, unfortunately. Now Winnie is up to 11th position, and there's Liam D is in 12th position with Gaz in 13th. Styles is going to be fighting this one to the end now, because he has got on course there for so many points here, and many things. There's got a penalty, a 3-second penalty for his efforts. Gosh, that is Azarhoff there. Since he's got past, I was expecting him to wander away slightly. He hasn't done that so far. The gap at the front is now down to 2 seconds there, but everyone does have a penalty, doesn't he? Has a 3-second penalty. Oh goodness me, it's Picasso has nudged him, Azarhoff, but Azarhoff just about gets that Red Bull stop, but Picasso's on the outside. He's on the racing line, but Azarhoff has the inside. Azarhoff has the inside. He has the position. He has the position there. Oh good, oh my goodness me. And yes, Picasso there. Good gracious me. Got to say there's some great driving out there tonight. Really good stuff indeed there. And how some of these drivers have not spun is beyond me. Then Azarhoff has got a 3-second penalty though. He was the only driver, one of 3 drivers in the top 6 and not to have a penalty. But unfortunately, that is not going to be the case anymore. Many things is on the outside of the Mercedes. Oh my word there. And now he's up in the 5th position. Picasso dropping down into 6th in the Mercedes, but he's having this strongest performance thus far in ALR. I think the Singapore is the strongest performance thus far in ALR. Hopefully he can Hopefully he can keep on going now with a couple of laps to go here in Russia. Kaz has got a 3-second penalty, unfortunately for his efforts. Joseph is up into 15th position now. The man who's second in the World Championship, but he will not be second at the end of this race, unfortunately, as he has had a nightmare on the medium tyres there. And that second stint there has really hurt him, hasn't it, for Joseph. Gino now dropping down to 15th position as well. Starburst leading now 1.5 seconds there. And that sprint he did at the end of the safety car has really helped him at this stage, because he doesn't look like he's got the pace over Irvine in second position, and Umad Bro in third. Then Umad Bro is at the moment now he's not got a penalty, so he will have to take Starburst then, but Irvine does have a penalty, so he needs to he needs to get on it a bit then if he wants to finish second or first in this race. At the moment he is going to be finishing on the podium, but unfortunately down in at third position then. Looking at the inside front there, many things is Picasso is still all over the back of his nemesis in this race. Many things, that's goodness me, that he's had an absolutely incredible race then. Only ZGS then and Brooksy, Umadbro and Starbuster, the only 4 drivers that haven't got any penalties then, so good stuff indeed then. Dylan wants to see the penalty situation. Here it is for you, my good man, and it is Starbuster who hasn't got any, nor is Umadbro either. 3 seconds penalties for Irvine, 3 seconds of penalty for Azarhoff. He got that in the last lap, unfortunately, didn't he? Which is unfortunate. We have got 11 seconds for many things, so he's got many penalties, hasn't he? Which that's going to be might be crucial then. Liam D is coming to the pits, and unfortunately ZGS has got no penalties at all then, so that might help him. Or Iron Knight, they're running out of the run out of road then, going down into turn 1. Joseph has now made his way out into 14th position there with 4 laps to go. Joseph is about 10, oh goodness me, he's about 15 seconds away from points at the moment, and so that is going to be a very big ass then for Joseph, and that is a shame indeed, isn't it, for Joseph? It's got very overcast here, hasn't it? 1.1 seconds the gap is now then, so Irvine now is almost within DRS range of Starburst. Look at that, it's 1,000 of a second away then. Oh my word, that's a Starburst then. Has not got, so he hasn't got DRS down the back straight, but he might have DRS set on the on the start finish straight. There they are then. Here is that Starburst then. Encore, he's trying to go for his first Grand Prix win here in Cobalt, and it's been about consistency for Starburst, hasn't it? And now though he's gonna have the almighty amount of pressure there from Irvine, and there is Irvine, and of course I think he is a Grand Prix, and no, he isn't, not yet. Irvine's on Grand Prix winner either, albeit he has been on the podium twice, hasn't he, in his ALR career thus far then, but he's going to have to really put his toe down, do some qualifying laps with 3 laps to go if he wants to win this one, as he has 3 seconds of penalties, and it is a crucial part of the race as well. ZGS is now 3/10 of a second back from winning at the moment, and I think that ZGS then hung on those hard tires possibly a bit too long perhaps then. Maybe it's easy for me to say from up here, but I wonder if he might rue not using those safety car periods to come in the pits then, and throw on a set of medium tires or soft tires perhaps, coming down into turn 1, and Kaz defending his position. I think Kaz has done a great job. Oh, he's got a penalty, Kaz has. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Kaz. And that's a shame, and ZGS has gone on the outside then, and he is now into 11th position, and ZGS doesn't have any penalties of course then, and I have not factored that in, have I? And I should have done there. So Styles there, he could finish in the points here, but unfortunately he does have 9 seconds worth of penalties. That is going to be crucial with the final stage of this race then, isn't it? And look at the understeer there on the on Iron Knight, and he is drifting very wide indeed, isn't he? Going into turn number 7, I think it is. I gotta say, I lose the numbers around here, around this part of the circuit there. Look how dull it's got then. We've had beautiful Sochi sunshine for most of this race there. Unfortunately for the final stage of this one, we haven't, the sun is hidden away, and look at this then, is that the drivers are now got a spotlight of their own, haven't they? So Starburst is leading this one, and he doesn't have any penalties, nor has Umadbro either, but Irvine does, of course. Irvine does have the penalties then. So this is going to get very good stuff indeed then, as we come in to the final couple of laps, and lap 26 out of 27. Umadbro's had a great accident. Irvine is on the back. Is on the, oh my goodness me! And I thought they was going to cut the blows through turn 1 there, and Irvine is Umadbro's alongside Irvine. He takes the position. It's raining in the race then, and we got rain then in the final stage as well. Oh goodness me then, this is going to get very twitchy now, isn't it? Oh good gracious me then, and this is looking very perilous indeed then as well. Look, many things then. It's 2/10 a second away then. We've just got Iron Knight is now new 8th position then, dropping down to 9th is Kaz then. Oh dear then, so that's not good at all, is it? Now we're on board with many things then. Many things is 2/10 of a second away. He's locking up the inside front then. This is not good conditions at all, is it, for drivers that have been on the tires for a very long period of time then. 18 laps then for the top 6 drivers, and goodness gracious me then, this is going to be It's going to be a fantastic ending to the Russian Grand Prix, isn't it? Starbusters are leading the way then, 5/10 of a second then, from Umadbro in second position then. So Umadbro has to take the lead then. He has to take the lead to win this race, and there's nothing, penalties ain't going to help him now for Umadbro. And there they are then. Oh my word, then there's now many things that's going on the inside of Azarhoffen. Azarhoffen is repelling as hard as he can then as well. This is great. Picasso's dropped 2 seconds back now, so he's out of DRS of these two on the hard tires. So they gain gaining. Oh my word, I don't think they're gaining on Irvine, are they? And they're still going the old switcheroo then. Gaz is, as Joseph has now been in 30 minutes there at the inside then. And Azarhoff is fighting. He's been forced slightly off the track there. He is still on the inside then. And he's still through then. And a great 17. Umadbro takes the lead of the Russian Grand Prix. Oh, goodness me. And look at this then. And then Starburst has now dropped down in second position. He does have DRS then. And Umadbro's going to have to stop it. He just about stops the car, doesn't he? Umadbro is taking the lead with 1 lap to go in this Grand Prix. And here he is then. So Umadbro's going for his second Grand Prix win in 2 Grand Prix. Oh, magnificent 17. Starburst there with 1 lap to go. He was 1 lap short of his maiden Grand Prix win around here. Oh, my word there. And look at this and look how wet it is now then. Oh, Starburst has got a 3-second penalty. That shouldn't affect him, I don't think. But he's very much under the cosh now. So if Irvine gets past him now in terms of penalties, and Irvine's only got 3 seconds worth of penalties, hasn't he? So unfortunately now Starburst loses the position. He also loses second as well. Umadbro, he loves these conditions, doesn't he? He loves it when the rain comes down. He is ALR's rain master, the rain meister, isn't he? Umadbro he is now 1.5 seconds in front. Then Joseph has moved up to the 12th position there, but the man who's second in the World Championship will not get any points in this Grand Prix. And now then as we're coming down into turn 13 and 14 as well. Umadbro 1.5 seconds in front of Starburst in second there, with Irvine in third position. Yellow flag as one of the Ferraris was off then. DRS has been disabled then. Winnie is off the circuit and Kaz has dropped down the order. I think it's Kaz, is it? I don't know. And into the final turn, and Umadbro out of the final turn, and he is going to win at the Russian Grand Prix. I think on my screen, Umadbro wins his second Grand Prix of his career. Starburst in second, Irvine in third position there. What is going on here then? And oh gosh, look, they're skated off there, and Styles then with just a lap to go. Oh no, and many things has gone unserved penalty as well. And this rain there has really caused havoc with a couple laps to go. Styles was only a lap away from getting some magical points there. Many things 6, R9 in 7th position as well. Meaty up in the 5th and fantastic. ZGS in 9th position. Kaz in 10th. Can Joseph get a point then? Yes, he does get a point then. The champion, the man who's second in the World Championship, gets a point then. Styles is going to be absolutely devastated by that one, isn't he? Really is indeed then, as Umadbro wins his second Grand Prix in the row then. But as Brooksy saying that he won on his screen, he got P1. He's not a happy champion. I don't blame him. As Liam D is out of the race then with just 2 corners to go in this race, and Liam D then that's 3 retirements in the race then, and Brooksy is going to be I think that I'm not sure what happened with Brooksy tonight because he lagged out. He had a dominating lead, didn't he? Brooksy did on the opening stint there, and then I'm not sure. And then of course on our screen he lagged out. Well, I'm not sure if he lagged out or left the session or whatnot. He left the session then on our screen, and he had a very commanding lead, didn't he? What a shame now. For Brooksy, but Umadbro is won the Grand Prix, hasn't he? That's his second Grand Prix win in a row then. He got one last week, and now he's very much on fine, Vettel, isn't he? Second Grand Prix win in a row. Good stuff indeed there. Cobalt saying great race, many things saying tough race. Great race, guys, indeed then. And there we go then. There are the celebration and brilliant stuff indeed then from all 3 drivers on the podium. Absolutely, well, that was pretty crack-a-lackin', that was, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me. Right then, let's take a final look at the classification, shall we, from the Russian Grand Prix. Hats off to ZGS and Umadbro for no penalties whatsoever. That's absolutely amazing stuff indeed then. So Umadbro won his second Grand Prix of his career from 8th on the grid. Good stuff indeed then. Second position is, there we go. Second position is Starburst then. That's a strong drive from Starburst there. He was so close there to getting his maiden win. Irvine, great drive in third position there. Fourth position is Azarhoff, great rookie drive and rookie of the day then, along with Meaty as well in 4th and 5th position, and many things in 6th there. It's a rookie party in the middle part of the points there. R9 in 7th position there. Picasso in 8th position. 9th position CGS and I think got drive of the day as well. Joseph in 10th position now. Scraped some points in the end then. Kaz just outside the points of Lemfer. Got 2 wet there, didn't they? Gaz in 12th position. Stars, what a shame, in 13th position there. He was on course for his first points of the season then. It was just the rain there just cost him, didn't it? Winnie in 14th. Righty in 15th. Jenner in 16th. Retirements was Liam D. Brooksy, who was leading and won on his screen, but unfortunately on ours, It doesn't look like he won the race, then, so we're not sure what happened there. Cosmo in 19th position, Scooby Stew in 20th position as well. Then, as that is the full classification then from the Russian Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then next week we move on to Japan. I think it is the Japanese Grand Prix next week, isn't it? So good stuff indeed then. So we go to Land of the Rising Sun next week. Of course, there's gold on Sunday, 7:30 UK time, and so on and so forth. Then I got Irvine in the chat with me now. Then I'm just waiting to see if my session disconnects or not. Then so I'm holding my breath. Then I don't think it has actually. Oh, good stuff. Then so let's talk to Irvine, shall we? Irvine, well, I love saying that name, by the way. That's brilliant stuff indeed. Then I got to say, get me old Formula One hat on then. Irvine, great drive today from third position, and you finished third in the end today. That's your third podium of your career as well. How would you sum up that race?
Well, I was a bit disappointed with that. I got a bit sandwiched at the first corner. And then it got better when I didn't feel that comfortable on the softs, to be honest, but then when I was on the mediums, I felt like I had good pace. I would have liked to have challenged Starburst and UMAD Bro at the end, but I had a 3-second penalty, so I thought, I might as well let UMAD go because he was going to finish ahead of me anyway.
And so, are you a driver that does prefer the medium tires per se then, or are you a driver that likes more the harder compound?
Well, I've never actually tested this setup before I started racing, so I didn't know how it was going to perform, to be honest.
I'd say it's done pretty well then.
Yeah, quite lucky that I had good pace on the mediums. Like I managed to keep UMAD Bro behind me for quite a long time. He kept on putting the pressure on me.
And of course, you and your teammate Joseph was third and fourth on the grid today. And not sure what happened to the Alpha Taris. We'll have to have a review on that because Brooksy did, on his screen did look like he won. But starting third today, then, and that was usually a danger position going down to turn one. Then talk us through your start. And you did say you were sandwiched. Then did that compromise you?
Yeah, I got too much wheel spin off the start, and then I had Joseph on the right-hand side, and then I think it was many things to the left-hand side, and 3 into that corner doesn't go.
I know, just
try to keep my nose clean.
And you definitely did as well, and you got another podium as well. And just finishing off, then we've got 5 races to go for Cobalt, and I got to say that I think that you're definitely you're one of my favourites to at least get one race win before the end of the season. Then, we got Japan, USA, Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi coming up. Any of those tracks you fancy to get your maiden win on?
Well, I think I'll miss 2 of them because I'm working nights in the next couple of weeks on a Wednesday, so I think I'm here for Japan next week, and then I missed 2 weeks, so I think I'm back for Abu Dhabi then.
So hopefully then you get the win in Abu Dhabi or Japan then. Good stuff indeed. Thank you very much, Irvine. Brilliant stuff today as well. Absolutely amazing drive to third in those very tough, difficult conditions. And that is it for ALR this week. 4 days of action, isn't it? An adventure in ALR. Brilliant stuff indeed. We are back for gold on Sunday night, 7:30 UK time. We're at the Land of the Rising Sun, the Japanese Grand Prix. I believe that Renault are very close to clinching the Constructors' Championship in gold. Do not quote me. We've also got Troye, who had a difficult race in the this week in Russia. So I think he is 1 point away from becoming the champion as well there. So we're also keeping a lid on that one as well. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Good stuff indeed. Bronze and Cobalt. Who knows what's going to happen in these 2 championships? But you have to join us Tuesday and Wednesday to find out. Goodbye.